It's Thursday, December 18th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, a packed Tantramar Council as MB Power makes its pitch for a controversial proposed gas plant. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And the work of the United Way. We'll chat with the Maritime Senior Executive Director about how the organization helps communities at this time of year.
Plus, hot tech gifts. Crystal will visit our partners at Best Buy for some last-minute ideas and even look ahead to Boxing Day. All that and so much more just ahead on the Thursday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Come in and join us almost 6:01 on this Thursday, December 18th. Now, 1 week till Christmas Day. Today.
Wow. I still have so much to do.
Oh, God, you're not alone. Me too, me too. I'm so excited. I shot the segment at Best Buy earlier this week. Now, Catherine, she's done a few segments with us. She's delightful.
Yes, she is.
Always prepares so well for the segment. I'm very excited that Jamie, our cameraman for the segment, he edited that little promotional bit. That shot of the cat under the Christmas tree, his name is Leo. That's Catherine's cat.
Aww.
So I'm very excited that Leo got like a close-up on TV this morning. He's a beautiful cat.
Beautiful cat. And I'm really interested in learning more about that product because this is one I've actually heard people talk about in my life. I'm like, that actually sounds like a really good gift.
And it's on sale right now. But anyway, we'll get to that later. We've got other things to get to. Weather always important to know this morning, every morning.
Well, definitely a warmer start to the day yet again, but still a bit cooler for parts of the region. But we are going to see another warm-up, and it's the calm before the storm. We have another Alberta clipper making its way over. Woohoo! But you know what? It's not going to be a big snow event for us, for many other areas across Canada. Not for us, because we have that warm air that's moving in our region.
Right.
We're going to see more rain and gusty winds headed our way.
Okay. And
that's for Friday afternoon.
Friday afternoon.
Yes. So we'll take a look at our current region and what we're looking at today. So here's a live look at Antigonish. Another dark start to the day, a bit warmer than we saw even yesterday morning. Temperatures will continue to rise above the freezing mark for parts of Atlantic Canada, so it's going to be quite a nice day, but still going to be a cooler start to the day for parts of the region. Something to keep in mind when you are heading out this morning. -1 heading outdoors in Fredericton, 2 degrees in Charlottetown, as well as into Sydney and Halifax early this morning. -15 starting off your day in Labrador City with 4 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. Still seeing the wind chill factor in early this morning, so feeling even colder for many areas. But as I mentioned, temperatures will warm up a little bit later on. So same thing goes for Newfoundland and Labrador, seeing a warm up a bit later on. Here's a look at that special weather statement currently in effect for parts of New Brunswick, across Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia. This is for Friday afternoon until Saturday afternoon due to that Alberta clipper heading our way, bringing rainy and gusty winds our way as well. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. We do have a bit of mixed precipitation starting off the day, seeing some flurry activity for parts of Cape Breton Island, parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. For the most part, seeing a bit of mixed precipitation for parts of Newfoundland. Here's a look at our wind for today. Out of the northwest this morning, 54 kilometers per hour in North Cape, 37 into Grand Etang, 28 in Charlottetown, with 31 in Lunenburg. Wind gusts of up to 67 kilometers per hour into North Cape, 52 in Canso, 43 in Greenwood, and 39 in Bathurst and Grand Manan. We'll take a look at your forecast coming up, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. A special meeting of Tantramar Council was held last night as dozens of people quietly listened to a presentation from MB Power about a proposed gas plant that few, if any, in the area seem to want. And we say listened because they weren't technically allowed to speak, although some did. CTV's Derek Haggett has more.
There were barely any empty seats inside Tantramar Council chambers. A representative from MB Power delivered a brief presentation on a proposed natural gas plant and then took questions from councillors. There was no scheduled opportunity for questions from spectators, but some did manage to squeeze a few in. The 500-megawatt gas-fired plant project was announced in July to be built by American company Pro Energy.
We are anticipating running out of power in New Brunswick by 2028, and it's this project that's going to help us with that.
Questions ranged from safety issues, water consumption, the impact on the ecosystem, and whether or not First Nations communities were consulted. Afterwards, some were deeply concerned about the location and the use of fossil fuels.
I'm a millennial, I'm a young person. I'm really concerned about my future. this is exactly the direction that we should not be going.
I just think that the whole question of why they chose Tantramar when it's such an environmentally vulnerable area, why that was chosen, even considered in the first place, was never answered.
The province says the Tantramar area was the only site that meets its schedule, and there were no other legitimate options.
I really sympathize with their feelings on this, to be honest with you. Nobody would select a site. There's no ideal site in New Brunswick for a plant like this.
Environmental permits and finances have to be in place before the proposed plant becomes a reality. Derek Haggett, CTV News, Sackville, New Brunswick.
A Nova Scotia law firm says it's reached an $18 million settlement with Air Canada and other defendants in a class action lawsuit following a crash landing in Halifax a decade ago. Air Canada Flight 624 from Toronto struck some power lines during a snowstorm at Halifax Stanfield in March 2015, causing the plane to come down about 200 meters short of the runway. 25 of the 133 passengers on board were injured. Attorney Ray Wagner says Air Canada will be paying the bulk of the settlement if the court approves it. In an emailed statement, the airline said, quote, "We are satisfied the matter has been resolved." Nova Scotia drivers can expect significantly more road work in the years ahead. The province's 5-year highway plan promises more divided roads and some upgrades to well-used routes. The Public Works Minister says the province will spend $465 million next year alone, aiming for improved safety, reliability, and keeping the economy moving.
Road building industry in Nova Scotia creates more than 6,000 direct and 3,000 indirect jobs, having a great effect on our economy.
Projects include more twinning on Highway 101 in Kings County and the 103 in Lunenburg County, which will extend the divided highway to Chester Basin. Finally, history at the Scotiabank Centre in Halifax last night, where for the first time a PWHL game was the featured attraction. It was Toronto versus Montreal as part of the league's takeover series. It turned out to be a homecoming of sorts for some players and staff, including Stellarton's Blair Turnbull, Ali Munro from Yarmouth, and Spryfield's Troy Ryan behind the bench. Corey Chevry from New Glasgow was drawing up plays on the Montreal side, and it inspired fans lined up early to get inside.
I love the girls and how they're so determined in the game and how they're so focused, and I just love how women are so brave and strong.
Last night's Halifax game was one of 16 neutral site games that are part of the takeover tour. And Ottawa is scheduled to take on Boston in Halifax on January 11th. That will be here before you know it. As for the score, Montreal doubled Toronto 2-1.
Wow.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, it's so fun to see the energy, the place was packed.
Yeah.
Absolutely packed. I mean, you've got some players, too, from the region here and playing in front of a home crowd.
Oh,
yeah.
Super awesome.
It was great to see footage, Barbie sponsored, and it said, you can be anything. And I was like,
I know. Little Julie McCann,
yeah.
her comments. Oh, perfect.
what a great time for women in sports, honestly.
I know, seeing such growth right now.
Yes.
Gosh, you have the PWHL, we have the Halifax Tides. Really exciting time.
Yeah. Finally.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on now. We're going to talk about something interesting. Smartphones. We got smart appliances. There are now smart floors, and this is how they work, okay? So, yeah, this is a smart floor. Engineers at the University of Surrey are using floors equipped with motion tracking as part of a study. So volunteers walk across the floor to see how different setups impact balance. It's also being used to protect people from falling. So researchers say the key is to figure out the balance between softness and stability. Figuring out which kinds of floors are most likely to prevent falls, I think. They do a similar, remember I did that piece with the Cole Harbour Physiotherapy group where they do testing, they check your gait to see if you might be susceptible to falls. So imagine if you did that testing plus had the right floors.
Absolutely.
Really cut down on the falls.
I'm waiting for the self-cleaning floor.
Wait, well, that's what I was thinking when you said smart floors. I was thinking, oh gosh, how's that going to help that?
Yeah. No. Those are coming, I'm sure.
I can throw Jeffrey your way.
Oh, yeah.
Those will be the days.
And the little robot vacuum.
Yeah.
Okay, still ahead, we're going to have your first look at your national and international news headlines on this Thursday morning. And Latavia will have more details on the warm weather we have today. And then is this the third Alberta Clipper?
I never even heard of them before, and now
Clip, clip.
It's basically just a system moving off above the Rockies, right?
Okay.
That's why they call it Alberta, because
yeah, it's from Alberta.
Exactly.
It clips right along.
Yeah.
All right, well named.
It makes sense. So she's going to have details on that in the forecast. Good morning to our viewers in Moncton. A dark start to the day, and we'll have the forecast right after this.
Happy Thursday, Atlantic Canada, and welcome back. The time now is 6:13. Taking a look at a wet start to the day over in Port de Grave. Currently 4 degrees in your area. We are expecting showers and or flurries throughout your day today. Something to think about before you head out on your morning commute. Weather is brought to you by the Atlantic Lottery mobile app. A much warmer start to the day for the Maritime region, even seeing warmer temperatures into parts of Newfoundland. As of right now, -2 degrees heading outdoors in Fredericton, -1 into Charlottetown with 2 degrees in both Halifax and Sydney. Early this morning, -16 in Labrador City, -1 in Corner Brook, and 4 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have special weather statements in effect across Atlantic Canada. You can see here parts of New Brunswick expected, across Prince Edward Island and across Nova Scotia today. This is for Friday afternoon until Saturday as another Alberta Clipper moves into our region, bringing strong wind and also significant rainfall. If you're wondering about the totals for Newfoundland, we are going to see around 25 to 45 millimeters of precipitation, wind gusts between 70 to 110 kilometers per hour. And for Labrador, also going to see the special weather statement for overnight tonight until Saturday. Could see up to 35 millimeters of precipitation and up to 100 kilometers per hour for wind gusts. So here's a look at our system today. We are going to see lots of sunshine for much of the Maritime region, seeing sunshine into parts of Labrador as well. And we do have a bit of mixed precipitation as well into the forecast. Parts of Newfoundland looking at a mix of either showers and or flurries. And then for parts of Cape Breton Island, also seeing a bit of flurry activity early this morning. And flurries will move into parts of Labrador as well. Into the afternoon, Maritime region remaining with that sunshine. We are going to see a bit of that sunshine still remain into the afternoon for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador as that mixed precipitation begins to clear out. We have another low making its way over for tonight. We are going to see snow move into Labrador, and for the most part for the Maritime region, just a bit of cloud coverage returns, taking us into early Friday morning. That's when we expect that Alberta Clipper headed our way. We are going to see a big snow event from this system, but we are going to see a lot of rain and gusty winds moving back in. If you're wondering about our snowfall totals, only light amounts indicated for parts of Cape Breton Island, looking at around 1 to 15 centimeters of accumulation for parts of Labrador, and only 1 to 5 for parts of Newfoundland. Here's a look at our current weather for today. Lots of sunshine across New Brunswick. We will be seeing showers move in into the evening. Daytime highs will range from -2 degrees to 4 degrees, and wind gusts of up to 40 kilometers per hour. Prince Edward Island seeing highs between -1 to 2 degrees. Clouds will clear out, leaving lots of sunshine into the afternoon. Wind out of the northwest, 30 gusting to 50. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, daytime highs between 2 to 4 degrees. Chance of flurries early in the morning. That will clear, leaving sunshine for you as well. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, seeing a lot of sunshine with clouds clearing out into the afternoon. Wind gusts of 50 and daytime highs ranging from 3 to 7 degrees. For Labrador City today, we are looking at a chance of flurries that will transition over to snow into the evening. High of -14 degrees today, 6 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at flurries and or showers throughout your day. Friday's forecast, we are going to see that rain start to move in into the afternoon, spreading right across the Maritime region, moving into Newfoundland and Labrador as well, looking at some mixed precipitation for parts of Labrador. And then into Saturday morning, we start to see the system clear out, leaving a bit of sunshine yet again in our forecast. But then on Sunday, we do have another low pressure system headed our way, and it's going to bring a chance of flurries and or showers back around across the region. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda for your national and international news headlines.
Wow, that is a big weather system on Friday. Thank you, Latavia. Authorities in Alberta and Saskatchewan are urging people to work from home today and avoid heading out on the roads due to an intense winter storm there.
It's not very often we get road closures this big, you know, in so many areas.
Police describe the storm as chaotic, messy, and dangerous. Strong winds and heavy snow caused a massive pileup near Calgary involving as many as 100 vehicles. The storm has snarled holiday travel plans for passengers on flights as well. Meteorologists say blizzard conditions are expected to continue until this evening. Stateside new surveillance video shows Nick Reiner in public moments before his arrest in connection with the deadly stabbing of his parents in LA. Reiner is seen inside a gas station convenience store. Other footage shows him walking on the street before several patrol cars converge. Reiner raises his hands and surrenders to police.
Continuance of the arraignment. I want to get a plea at this juncture. It's too early.
Behind glass, no plea was entered. The 32-year-old son of filmmaker Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. He remains in custody this morning. Back here in Canada, a fierce flu strain is sweeping the country, with children hit the hardest as hospitals brace for a surge over the holidays. Here is CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver with more.
The flu hits every year, but the strain of influenza A circulating now is hitting harder and faster than usual.
Well, it causes a severe pneumonia that can cause the lungs to break down. There can be a secondary bacterial infection. There can be widespread infection known as sepsis.
Doctors say severe complications are rare, but nationally, flu-related hospitalizations are increasing, especially in kids 4 or younger and among those over 65. In Ontario alone, new ICU admissions are up 127%, with confirmed flu cases up by 150%.
The number of cases that we're seeing this time of year is higher compared to data that we have from the last 3 years.
In Nova Scotia, like elsewhere, doctors are preparing for a surge in cases, especially among kids around the holidays.
We tend to underappreciate the need for vaccination, and I certainly know in Nova Scotia, our uptake of vaccine in infants and young children is far from where ideally we'd like to have it.
Whatever protection you can get, it does make a difference.
Jill Promoli knows firsthand how devastating the flu can be. Her son Jude was a healthy 2-year-old when he got influenza B and died.
Even when we lost Jude, it was a shock to us that we had lost him to something like the flu.
She's now spent nearly 10 years encouraging people to take the flu seriously and to get vaccinated.
It can be faster than we realize, and it can be more serious than we realize, and sometimes there just is no time to act. So the more steps that you can take to prevent getting the flu into your home in the first place, the better.
Doctors say the influenza outbreaks are hitting earlier than usual, and they warn the peak is still a ways off.
CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver reporting in Ottawa. A quick break. When we return, we'll have your must-see moment from our colleagues at TSN on this Thursday morning. Your Morning Atlantic. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back. It's now 6:23 and time to check in with our friends at TSN Sports Centre for today's must-see moment.
Hi everyone, Mark Rowe inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. We head across the Atlantic. It comes from the Premier League. Manchester City taking on Brentford. The corner kick comes out to Ryan Cherki. He settles the ball from his chest, cuts inside, then fires an absolute laser into the top corner. A fantastic strike from the French midfielder. Beautiful move to avoid the tackle, and from there it was all power. Cherki as your must-see moment from Wednesday. And tonight on TSN, Thursday Night Football, huge matchup in the NFC West between the Rams and Seahawks. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
This TSN must-see moment brought to you by J.R. Rahe's Furniture and Appliances.
And now over to your business headlines from our colleagues at BNN.
YouTube takes the reins in 2029 and will live stream the red carpet arrivals, the awards show, and moments from behind the scenes. The Oscars is the highest profile and most watched award show. ABC has had the rights since 1976, but that deal ends in 2028. Starting 2029 and until 2033, American YouTube subscribers will get exclusive access, and so will 2 billion other YouTube users around the world. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar ended the day down at 72.56. West Texas Intermediate is up $1.60 to 56.87. Western Canadian Select is down almost $2 to 41.90. And the TSX lost 13 points to end the day at 31,250. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Taking a look now at our 3-day forecast. For today, we're looking at mainly sunny skies throughout the day with clouds clearing, leaving a high of 3 degrees, but showers return into the evening. On Friday, 11 degrees with rainy and windy conditions. On Saturday, cooling back down to -1, lots of sunshine across the province. Nova Scotia looking at 6 degrees today. Isolated flurries for Cape Breton Island clearing, leaving sunshine across the province. For Friday, we're looking at a high of 12 degrees, rainy and windy conditions as that system moves in. And then on Saturday, a high of 1. Starting off with a mix of sun and cloud, increasing cloudiness into the afternoon for parts of the province. Prince Edward Island looking at a high of 2 degrees today, clouds clearing, leaving sunshine. On Friday, we're looking at a high of 13 degrees, scattered showers across the island. And then on Saturday, a high of 0, a mix of sun and cloud.
Just ahead on this Thursday, a taste of the Maritimes. Do you send friends and family a little flavor from the East Coast during the holidays? Well, we want to know what it is. That conversation in about 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Morning, Atlantic Canada. Thank you so much for starting off your Thursday with us. We certainly appreciate it. And also big special thank you to everyone who does all the deliveries around this time of year. Everyone who works in retail as well. Thank you, because I was at a really busy spot in Dartmouth Crossing yesterday. Packed. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, thank goodness, like the staff are working they're working so hard, they're so patient, and yeah, certainly appreciate it.
Absolutely. Season staff busy because people are running around getting those last minute gifts, but there's still time. We got a week till Christmas. So
yes, there's still time, but it's just jam packed everywhere. Since like the beginning of December, I was like, I don't want to be in stores, and then I delayed way too much because I didn't want to be there, and now I have to be there in the biggest rush.
Oh, it's good today and tomorrow. Because of the storm coming, you know, and the Atlantic Canadians are aware, and then they head out.
That's true.
Oh,
it is true.
Skippy,
so
Skippy.
Excited. You know what? Okay, this Alberta Clipper really making its way across Canada. It's definitely impacting with strong winds and a lot of snow for many areas. Not the case for us. We are dealing with that warmer air off the eastern seaboard, so it's really helping to transition this winter storm into a rain event for us. Still going to be significant rainfall and some gusty winds, but not the snow that
we won't be shoveling it.
At least, yeah.
But that could make for some really dicey road conditions, potentially power outages as well.
Oh, absolutely. We have to remember, with the rain comes the melting of the snow, especially with the warmer temperatures, right? So definitely could see some slick conditions in areas as well. So something to keep in mind for Friday today. I know, right? Looks so cool. All the lights. Very dark. Oh my goodness, I thought those were boats. And then he said the digger. I was like, oh, wow.
It might be on a barge, but it's digging in the dark.
Yeah, wow.
Cool.
I should wear my glasses more often, clearly. All right, well, in Halifax, quite dark early this morning. 2 degrees to start off your day. That's not factoring the wind chill, so still feeling a bit cooler this morning. Just something to keep in mind when you are heading out. It is cold across parts of Atlantic Canada. As of right now, -2 degrees in Fredericton, with -1 starting off your day in Charlottetown, 2 degrees in Sydney, -11 in Happy Valley Goose Bay, -1 in Corner Brook. We're going to take a look at that wind chill. Factoring that in, it's going to feel a lot colder for many areas across Atlantic Canada, so still make sure to layer up before heading outdoors. We do have that risk of frostbite this morning in Labrador City. Over to the watches and warnings in effect. A special weather statement in effect for Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, and parts of New Brunswick. This is for Friday afternoon until Saturday, when we see those strong winds and significant rainfall head our way. Now we do have a special weather statement in effect for parts of, across Newfoundland and parts of Labrador. So here's a look at our current system we're dealing with. Today we're going to see lots of sunshine for much of the region. We do have some flurry activity early this morning for Cape Breton Island, parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Also going to see shower activity for parts of Newfoundland as well today. And for the wind, out of the northwest this morning, 52 kilometers per hour in North Cape. We're looking at 44 Grand Etang, 35 into Canso, 28 in Sydney. Wind gusts of up to 54 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang, with 48 in Canso, 39 in Sydney, and 37 into Charlottetown. We'll take another look at our long-range forecast just ahead, but first another look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. We begin in New Brunswick, where there was a special meeting of Tantramar Council last night about a proposed gas plant. Many members of the community strongly oppose. Barely any empty seats inside Tantramar Council chambers. A representative from MB Power delivered a brief presentation and then took questions from councillors. The 500-megawatt gas-fired plant project was announced back in July to be built by an American company. The questions range from safety issues, water consumption, the impact on the ecosystem, and whether or not First Nations communities were consulted.
I'm a millennial, I'm a young person. I'm really concerned about my future. This is exactly the direction that we should not be going.
I just think that the whole question of why they chose Tantramar when it's such an environmentally vulnerable area, why that was chosen, even considered in the first place, was never answered.
I really sympathize with their feelings on this, to be honest with you. Nobody would select a site. There's no ideal site in New Brunswick for a plant like this.
The province says the Tantramar area was the only site that meets its schedule, and there were no other legitimate options. Environmental permits and finances have to be in place before the proposed plant becomes a reality. A St. John woman is recovering in hospital after her vehicle hit a moose on the highway earlier this month. It happened the night of December 5th on Route 7 between St. John and Oromocto, a stretch of highway that is mostly covered with wildlife fencing. Zachary Legacy and his girlfriend Courtney were rushed to the St. John Regional Hospital. Legacy suffered minor injuries, but Courtney suffered a traumatic brain injury and fractures to her jaw. Courtney has progressed and has been moved from the ICU, but it's the beginning of a long road to recovery.
There was a point last night where I was leaning down next to her, and she crawled over as close as she could to me and held my hand and put her face against my hand and just smiled. So I see little glimpses of Courtney coming back, and that brings me a lot of hope and joy.
A GoFundMe for the couple has raised nearly $15,000. As Halifax Water customers absorb news they'll be paying more next year, the city's Auditor General is considering the scope and timeline of an audit into the utility. The mayor requested that from both the municipal and provincial AGs, citing a slew of issues that he wants examined. It's still unclear how big the rate hike will be, but Halifax Water was seeking 35.6% over 3 months. Businesses are bracing for a major hit.
My costs keep going up, but can you imagine if I just said, well, I'll just make my beer 1/3 more expensive next year and everybody will be okay? No, everybody will not be okay, and that would not be acceptable.
If you look at it like a homeowner, if they left their deferred maintenance, of course it's going to be a sticker shock.
Halifax Water has 1 week to present a new rate proposal to the regulatory board. History was made at the Scotiabank Centre in Halifax last night, where for the first time a PWHL game was the featured attraction. It was Toronto versus Montreal as part of the league's takeover series. It turned out to be a homecoming of sorts for many players and staff, including Stellarton's Blair Turnbull, Ali Monroe from Yarmouth, and Spryfield's Troy Ryan behind the bench. Corey Chevry from New Glasgow was drawing up plays on the Montreal side. And last night's Halifax game was one of 16 neutral site games that are part of this tour. Ottawa is scheduled to take on Boston and Halifax on January 11th. And in the end, Montreal won the game 2-1. Finally, this last story is especially for Crystal. The Queen of Christmas has been dethroned on the Billboard Global 200. Mariah Carey's holiday song, All I Want for Christmas Is You, has dropped from the top of the chart for the first time since 2020. And the top song is now this one. Could you just hear the cheer coming from my co-host?
Look at this perfection.
It is perfection. He's gorgeous.
Oh, and just
what a
this
babe.
scene, Sass Bay, Switzerland, I found out.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I mean, in case you don't know, Wham's Last Christmas now takes the top spot, beating out Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas.
Wow.
As it should.
I know. And the estate of late Wham member George Michael, they called it a testament to a brilliant song.
What a songwriter he was, what a singer. Yeah, when in 1984 when the song came out, it did not make #1. Do They Know It's Christmas did?
Yeah.
And so, and even though George Michael participated in Band Aid's Do They Know It's Christmas. Yes. Anyway, when it finally did make #1 in England, in the UK, that was a big deal. I think that was last year. But now that it's #1 on Billboard's charts.
There you go. And the fashion in that video,
so
iconic.
Good. And it's timeless. It's just ski chic.
Exactly.
Ski chic.
It's true. And a big part of those streams was because of Crystal Garrett, too.
Exactly. Pretty much. Pretty much.
I couldn't wait to share that story.
Oh my gosh, wow, you really, like, literally made my day. So excited. This is also going to make you my day, okay?
Okay.
This is cool. The Canadian Volunteers are wrapping up the 73rd annual bird count, tallying every bird they could identify. But this is why this is good. The event is part of the longest-running science program in North America. The bird count takes place at Point Pelee National Park, which is located at the southernmost point of Canada, also just like stone's throw from the hospital where I was born.
Wow.
The information collected will be added to a national database used by scientists and conservation groups. But yeah, Point Pelee, there's a tip, literally like a pointy tip on the beach that I think we just saw. That is the southernmost point of Canada. It's more south than many parts of California.
Wow. Fun fact.
Go check it out sometime if you're down there. There's an eagle. Hello.
Yeah, and I think the first one was a mourning dove.
Yeah. They do, there's a lot of interesting birds down there because of its southern location. Sometimes birds from the States come up, but yeah, that observation tower, you can go up there and take a little peeky poke. Obviously, it was a windy day.
Yeah, whoa.
A little gray, too.
Yeah.
Maybe this next shot will be the beach. You can see. No, it's a
woodpecker.
I don't know what it is. That's not a woodpecker.
I don't know.
Doesn't look like a woodpecker, but he's pecking wood.
Maybe it's a special kind of woodpecker. There it is. There's the tip. That's the tip. Okay, so that is the most southern point of Canada. And you can actually just walk right out there and be like, here I am, the most southern point of Canada.
Yep.
Take a picture.
Jump in the
long
water.
zoom in.
You could jump in the water, yeah. Not right now, it's cold.
She called. Okay, it's
for that
Friday?
wonderful.
You would think.
6:40, the 6 o'clock block, the 6 o'clock hour on December 18th will go down in history as one of my favorite times on the show.
Oh my gosh, it's Thursday, but it feels like Friday.
It sure does.
You know what? We're getting the holiday vibes. I think that's what's happening.
Okay.
Okay.
They're not coming in tomorrow. We're just going to call it a day today.
We're having too much fun. Okay, still ahead, your entertainment headlines. But coming up next, it's the Move Morning Chat. And today we're asking, what's your go-to? Today we're asking. Oh, no, this is the question we're asking. What is your go-to gift when it comes to a taste of the Maritimes?
I think it's lobster, Amanda. I'm going to go with lobster.
Oh, my gosh, okay. We'll get it together. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:44. We're taking a live look at Lunenburg, a dark start to the day. We will be seeing sunshine in your area. Currently 4 degrees as you head out, so not a bad start to the day. We are going to see warmer temperatures move in across the region yet again today. Starting off not too bad for Fredericton at -2 degrees, -1 in Charlottetown, 2 degrees in both Halifax and Sydney, and 4 into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a special weather statement in effect for Friday afternoon until Saturday for the southern and south central region of New Brunswick. Across Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia, looking at wind gusts between 80 to 100 kilometers per hour and rain at around 25 millimeters or more. Across Newfoundland, we also have a special weather statement in effect. Wind gusts 70 to 110 kilometers per hour and rain between 25 to 45 millimeters. And for parts of Labrador, for overnight tonight until Saturday, we're looking at wind gusts between 60 to 100 kilometers per hour and rain 15 to 35 millimeters. That's not for today, though. So today is the calm before the storm. Lots of sunshine for much of the region. We do have a bit of mixed precipitation in the forecast as well. Looking at a chance of flurry activity for parts of Cape Breton Island. For Newfoundland, looking at some mixed precipitation throughout your day, starting off in parts of Labrador with some flurry activity. And then into the afternoon, we are going to see flurries clear out of Cape Breton Island, leaving sunshine for all three maritime provinces. Still going to see sunshine remain for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. A bit of flurry activity remains as well. And then into the evening hours, pretty clear skies start off the night, and then increasing cloudiness near midday for Labrador. Looking at snow moving in, and still going to see mixed precipitation return. Looking at a chance of showers for parts of northern New Brunswick. So if you're wondering about our snowfall outlook, going to remain quite light across Cape Breton Island and seeing around 1 to 15 centimeters of accumulation for parts of Labrador and 1 to 5 for Corner Brook. Over to our forecast today for New Brunswick. Lots of sunshine. We are going to see showers return into the evening. Daytime highs will range from -2 to 4 degrees and wind gusts of up to 40 kilometers per hour. Prince Edward Island, look at highs between -1 to 2 degrees. Clouds will clear out, leaving sunshine across the island, wind gusts of 50. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, starting off the day with a chance of flurries that will clear, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. And for the rest of Nova Scotia, daytime highs between 3 to 7 degrees, being the warmest into Shelburne. Lots of sunshine as clouds clear out as well, wind gusts of 50. For Labrador City, looking at a high of -14 degrees, looking at flurries transitioning over to snow into the evening. 6 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland, flurries and or showers making its way across the province. So Friday is the weather event that we are looking towards. We are going to see an Alberta Clipper make its way over. Significant rain and gusty winds for much of the maritime region, looking at some mixed precipitation for Labrador. And then into Friday night, much of the same, seeing this system spread across Atlantic Canada. Into Saturday's forecast, sunshine will return for parts of the region, but we are going to start off the day at around 8:15, still with some mixed precipitation for parts of the region. And then into Saturday night, clearing out of the maritime region, leaving snow and or rain for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Sunday, we are going to see temperatures start to cool down yet again. A mixed precipitation returns with another system making its way over, spreading across much of Atlantic Canada. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to the Move Morning Chat. Welcome to the Move Morning Chat. This morning, we're talking about a taste of Christmas. So what is something that you have sent someone who lives away from the Maritimes? So we're going to throw it over to Erin. Take it away.
Yeah, you know what? My mom actually inspired this taste of home at Christmas time conversation. My mom's out in Kelowna, BC, and she managed to very quickly, send Peter and I a couple packages of Christmas treats, things that I grew up eating, you know, back home, things like her famous butter tarts and Hello Dolly squares. So we were having a chat about this on the air. And we got to talking about, you know, people that have moved away from the Maritimes and what they've sent their family living away, or if they moved away, what they received. And there's kind of a common theme here.
Well, we may have already set a distance record for these Christmas treats that get sent away, if you will. It's with a friend of mine who, earlier this week, we made gumdrop cake, right, on the Your Morning Atlantic set. Well, he loves gumdrop cake too, but he works in Korea. He works in Seoul, Korea. So somebody sent a full gumdrop cake to him so he could have a taste of home, so he wouldn't be lonely over Christmas, 11,700 kilometers away to Korea. So that's what we're talking about, these long-distance Christmas treats that folks send out to other Maritimers across the world so they can have a taste of Christmas at this time of year.
Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, what about you, Suzette?
That is super fun, and I do love that. My oldest brother, Jamie, has lived away from home for many years, spent some time out west, recently in Montreal, and on occasion, my father has packaged up and sent him some lobsters for Christmas.
Aww. That's a good one.
Yeah, so that's a nice treat. Yeah, that's a nice treat under the tree, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I'm the one that lives away from my family for the most part, and I haven't received any of my tasty treats that I love from back home, so I guess they're slacking.
Yeah.
But we've definitely sent like Christmas presents back and forth. We do a Secret Santa every year now that the kids are much older, and we only have a few kids in our family, so we usually do that via mail, but sometimes it's delayed. But yeah, I would like those treats though.
That's a good idea. You never know. Now maybe a good time to start, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're not going to post this question to our viewers. We're going to ask, what taste of home have you sent over to someone living outside of the Maritimes, or have you received? You can text us the answer at 10400. We'll share those answers later in the show.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:53. Time now for your entertainment headlines. For that, we turn to Hollywood.
The Oscars are making a jump to YouTube. The new partnership between the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences and YouTube means the award show will stream exclusively on YouTube platforms starting in 2029 with the 101st Oscar ceremony. And the board at Warner Brothers unanimously recommends its shareholders reject Paramount Skydance's bid for the company. They're in favor of the earlier takeover bid from Netflix. The Muppet Show is returning for a special event. Kermit, Miss Piggy, and the rest of the gang are set to take the stage at the original Muppet Theater on February 4th. They'll be joined by pop star Sabrina Carpenter. Look for it on ABC and Disney+. Disney is the parent company of ABC News. And he's sped into the box office this year as a race car driver in the movie F1. Academy Award winner Brad Pitt is celebrating a birthday today. He turns 62. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Olivia Rubin, ABC News.
Happening now in local news, there was a special meeting of Tantramar Council last night in Sackville, New Brunswick, about a proposed gas plant many members of the community strongly oppose. We'll have the report from CTV's Derek Haggett coming up. Plus, the Nova Scotia law firm says it's reached an $18 million settlement with Air Canada and other defendants in a class action lawsuit following a crash landing in Halifax a decade ago. Plus, history was made at the Scotiabank Centre in Halifax last night, where the first time a PWHL game was the featured attraction. We'll tell you more details coming up in your local news headlines. But first, it's a look at the 3-day forecast with Latavia and the messy details for the forecast tomorrow.
Here's a look at our 3-day forecast. Thanks, Amanda. Starting off in New Brunswick, 3 degrees is your daytime high. Lots of sunshine across the province today. Showers arrive into the evening. On Friday, that Alberta Clipper heads our way, a high of 11 degrees, rainy and windy conditions across the province. Then on Saturday, sunshine returns, cooling down to -1. For Nova Scotia today, a high of 6 degrees. We do have some isolated flurries for parts of Cape Breton Island. That will clear out, leaving sunshine across the province. And then for Friday, looking at a high of 12 degrees, but that rainy and windy conditions return. On Saturday, a high of 1 degree, sunshine with increasing cloudiness into the afternoon for Cape Breton Island. For Prince Edward Island, a high of 2 degrees today, clouds clear, leaving sunshine across the island. On Friday, a high of 13 degrees, scattered showers, transition over to rain into the evening. Then on Saturday, a high of 0 with a mix of sun and cloud. We're going to throw things over to Crystal.
Thanks, Latavia. I just want to let everybody know that we love hearing from you. Reminder, you can connect with us anytime. Your Morning Atlantic at ctv.ca, or you can text us now. 10400 is simply the number to punch in and let us know what's going on with you. It is now 6:57. We'll take a short break and be back with our show right after this.
It's Thursday, December 18th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, packed Tantramar Council last night as NB Power makes its pitch for a controversial proposed gas plant. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And helping those who need help. We'll speak with United Way Maritimes about the work they do and how it's making a difference this time of year. Those stories and more coming up on the Thursday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. Thank you so much for joining us on Thursday, December 18th. Time is flying by. You said what, like a week till Christmas?
Yeah, if you're lucky, you'll be waking up next week opening gifts.
Yes.
Having maybe a special coffee.
Worth noting, too, we're going to have, we'll be off for the holidays, so there are a few programming notes to let you know about. So we won't have a show here on Your Morning Atlantic on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day. So next week we'll be here for Monday and Tuesday. But from there, we'll be off for the holidays. But we're going to return for the end of December, you know, that weird week before the new year. We'll be back for a couple more days. But yeah, it's worth, I guess, adding that programming note.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah.
Great reminder.
I forgot about that.
Oh, I did.
I didn't.
I want to sleep in.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the weather. It's going to be a warmer day ahead yet again. Today we're going to see temperatures rise. Not a bad start to the day, but we do have an anticipation of this winter storm that's headed our way. Not going to be a winter event, snow event for us. It's going to be a rain event. So rain and strong winds expected from this Alberta Clipper heading our way.
Okay, and that's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Friday
Not
afternoon
today.
until Saturday.
Okay.
Yes, so today it's the calm before the storm. We're going to see lots of sunshine return across the region when the sun rises. Here's a look at Fredericton starting off this morning, -2 degrees. You're expecting lots of sunshine across New Brunswick today and then a chance of showers into the evening. But for the day, it's going to be quite dry and a bit warmer today as we see those temperatures rise above the freezing mark for many areas. As of right now, though, starting off at -1 in Charlottetown, 2 degrees in Halifax and Sydney, 4 starting off your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. Excuse me, factor in that wind chill early this morning. Still going to feel quite cold starting off your day. Same thing goes for Newfoundland and Labrador. We are going to see temperatures rise a little bit later, but as of right now, there is that risk of frostbite early this morning for Labrador City. So over to our watches and warnings in effect. We do have a special weather statement in effect for much of the Maritime region for Friday afternoon until Saturday. That's when that system will make its way over, bringing rainy conditions and wind gusts as well, picking up. Could get up to 100 kilometers per hour. For Newfoundland, we also have that special weather statement in effect for Friday night until Saturday. And for parts of Labrador, overnight tonight until Saturday, expecting rain and strong winds. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. Lots of sunshine for much of Atlantic Canada today. We do have a bit of mixed precipitation for parts of Newfoundland. Labrador seeing a chance of flurries. And for parts of Cape Breton Island, early this morning seeing flurries that will clear out, leaving sunshine in your area as well. And then in terms of the wind, we are seeing it out of the northwest, 52 kilometers per hour in North Cape. 44 in Grand Etang with 31 in Lunenburg. Wind gusts of up to 54 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang this morning. 48 in Canso, 39 in Sydney. We'll take another look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. There was a special meeting of Tantramar Council last night about a proposed gas plant. Many members of the community strongly oppose. CTV's Derek Haggett reports.
There were barely any empty seats inside Tantramar Council chambers. A representative from NB Power delivered a brief presentation on a proposed natural gas plant and then took questions from councillors. There was no scheduled opportunity for questions from spectators, but some did manage to squeeze a few in. The 500-megawatt gas-fired plant project was announced in July to be built by American company Pro Energy.
We are anticipating running out of power in New Brunswick by 2028, and it's this project that's going to help us with that.
Questions range from safety issues, water consumption, the impact on the ecosystem, and whether or not First Nations communities were consulted. Afterwards, some were deeply concerned about the location and the use of fossil fuels.
I'm a millennial, I'm a young person. I'm really concerned about my future. This is exactly the direction that we should not be going.
I just think that the whole question of why they chose Tantramar when it's such an environmentally vulnerable area. Why that was chosen, even considered in the first place, was never answered.
The province says the Tantramar area was the only site that meets its schedule, and there were no other legitimate options.
I really sympathize with their feelings on this, to be honest with you. Nobody would select a site. There's no ideal site in New Brunswick for a plant like this.
Environmental permits and finances have to be in place before the proposed plant becomes a reality. Derek Haggett, CTV News, Sackville, New Brunswick.
A Nova Scotia law firm says it has reached an $18 million settlement with Air Canada and other defendants in a class action lawsuit following a crash landing in Halifax a decade ago. Air Canada Flight 624 from Toronto struck some power lines during a snowstorm at Halifax Stanfield in March 2015, causing the plane to come down about 200 meters short of the runway. 25 of the 133 passengers on board were injured. Attorney Ray Wagner says Air Canada will be paying the bulk of the settlement if the court approves it. In an emailed statement, the airline said, quote, "We are satisfied the matter has been resolved." New Brunswick's largest health authority is trying to head off a holiday surge before it starts. Most of its hospitals are already well over capacity, so officials are taking steps to ease the backlog and keep things moving. The current situation, though, is pretty rough.
Almost 40% of our acute care beds across Horizon are occupied by patients who have been medically discharged. This means that many of our hospitals, including all of our regional hospitals, are operating above capacity, with patients being cared for in hallways, storage rooms, and other non-traditional clinical spaces.
The surge plan includes increasing staff on certain shifts, ensuring ambulances are offloaded, and maintaining patient flow from ER to a unit as quickly as possible. Finally, history was made at the Scotiabank Centre in Halifax last night, where for the first time, a PWHL game was the featured attraction. It was Toronto versus Montreal as part of the league's takeover series. Turned out to be a homecoming, too, of sorts for some players and staff, including Stellarton's Blair Turnbull, Ali Monroe from Yarmouth, and Spryfield's Troy Ryan behind the bench. Corey Chevry from New Glasgow was also drawing up plays on the Montreal side. And it was all inspiring for fans who lined up early to get inside.
I love the girls and how they're so determined in the game and how they're so focused. And I just love how women are so brave and strong. And last night's game was one of 16 neutral site games. They were part of the takeover tour. Now, Ottawa is scheduled to take on Boston and Halifax on January 11th. That game will be here before you know it. And if you're wondering about the score, Montreal defeated Toronto 2-1. Love to see that sold out
close. That would have been a good game.
Yeah. Fantastic to hear that.
Well, it looks like it was awesome. And yesterday we talked to Suzanne Fougier of Events East. There were still some tickets left for the January 11th game, but maybe since yesterday's success, they got snapped up. So
yeah,
you check that out. All right, cold on the ice and cold in the ocean these days. Some rare sea turtles are getting warmed up at the New England Aquarium. Now, the Kemp's Ridley sea turtles are an endangered species of sea turtle. About 25 of them are being treated for cold stunning after they were rescued recently from the Cape Cod area. See them in their little beds?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness. Experts say during migration, the turtles sometimes get confused and end up circling in the cold Atlantic Ocean rather than heading south to warmer waters. So after treatment with antibiotics and fluids, these turtles will enjoy a warm winter at the aquarium until they can be released safely next spring. Thank you, the aquarium, for sharing these images with us.
Adorable.
Wow. They need a little help.
Yeah, I'm glad they were gathered and rounded up, and they'll be fine next year. They'll just release them when the water's warm again with a map this time.
Yeah, with a map, a GPS system.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
This way, yeah.
Okay, still we're going to have another look at your national news headlines, including details of just how hard-hitting the flu is across the country right now. And Latavia will have the latest look at the forecast as well. As mentioned, warmer start to the day today, and maybe today's today to get those errands done before we get all that rain and wind tomorrow. Details coming up.
Welcome back. The time now is 7:12 on your Thursday morning. We're taking a live look at Truro. 1 degree starting off your day as the sun begins to rise. You'll be seeing lots of sunshine throughout your day as well. We are going to see that sunshine extend in the forecast for parts of the region. Weather is brought to you by the Atlantic Lottery mobile app. Not a bad start to the day. Much warmer early this morning. As of right now, it is -3 degrees in Fredericton. -2 early this morning in Charlottetown. 1 degree in Halifax with 2 degrees in Sydney. 4 into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a special weather statement in effect for parts of the Maritime region and stretching into Newfoundland and Labrador as well. This is for Friday afternoon until Saturday, affecting the southern and south central parts of New Brunswick, across Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia, expecting an Alberta clipper headed our way. It's going to bring a strong wind and significant rainfall as well. For Newfoundland, we are going to see for Friday night until Saturday, same thing applies. Wind gusts between 70 to 110 kilometers per hour expected. Rain between 25 to 45 millimeters. For parts of Labrador, we are going to see overnight tonight until Saturday. Wind gusts ranging from 60 to 100 kilometers per hour and rain between 15 to 35 millimeters. Over to our forecast timeline. Lots of sunshine for today. We are going to see sunshine stretch across much of Atlantic Canada. We do have a bit of a wintry mix as well. Looking at a chance of showers, excuse me, looking at a chance of showers and or flurries for Newfoundland. And then for Cape Breton Island, we are going to see a chance of flurries early in the morning, clearing, leaving sunshine. Oh my goodness, sorry. And then for Labrador, we are going to see a chance of flurries as well for parts of the province. And then into the afternoon, lots of sunshine still remains, but we are going to see another low pressure system headed our way, taking us into the evening, bringing snow across parts of Labrador. And we are going to see pretty clear skies for the Maritime region, taking us into early Friday morning before that Alberta clipper heads our way. So if you are wondering about snowfall totals, not going to see much for Cape Breton Island, but we do have around 1 to 15 centimeters of accumulation for parts of Labrador, and then looking at it around 1 to 5 centimeters for Corner Brook. Here's a look at New Brunswick. We are going to see sunshine for the province today. We do have a chance of showers returning into the evening. Daytime highs will range from -2 to 4 degrees and wind gusts of 40 kilometers per hour. Prince Edward Island, a high between -1 to 0. Clouds will clear out, leaving sunshine across the island as well. And for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, looking at daytime highs between 4 to 2 degrees. Flurries start off the day. That will clear out, leaving sunshine for this part of the province, and sunshine also for the rest of Nova Scotia, with daytime highs between 3 to 7 degrees. And we are going to see wind gusts remaining at 50 kilometers per hour today. For Labrador City, a high of -15 degrees. Flurries will transition over to evening snow. 6 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at a chance of flurries and/or showers. So here's that system that we're watching out for. Friday afternoon, we are going to see significant rainfall move in across much of the region, as well as some gusty winds accompanying it. For Labrador, mixed precipitation, and this system will continue to travel east, spreading right across Atlantic Canada. As we head towards early Saturday morning, start to see a bit of clearing, but still seeing a bit of mixed precipitation into Saturday's forecast for the Maritime region, as well as into parts of Labrador. And for Saturday night, clearing out of the Maritime region, leaving snow for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Sunday, we have another system making its way over, bringing another wintry mix our way. So that's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Time is 7:16. Canada's population edged lower in the third quarter of this year, the largest ever decline on record. CTV's Heather Wright on the reasons why.
The Prime Minister promised to, quote, get immigration under control, and preliminary numbers from Statistics Canada suggest efforts to curb the number of temporary residents are working. Between July 1st and October 1st of this year, Canada's population decreased by about 76,000 people, mainly due to a reduction in the number of non-permanent residents. The decreases are attributed to record high outflows, with a drop of about 74,000 of those holding a study permit.
We needed to bring our immigration level to a more sustainable level. And at the same time, we've doubled down in Budget 2025 to attract the best and brightest in our country.
This decrease follows record rates of population growth between 2022 and 2023, an immigration policy aimed at part in helping companies fill thousands of empty jobs following the COVID-19 pandemic. But the increase also exacerbated existing challenges with housing and health care. While a shrinking population can help alleviate some of those issues, there can be negative impacts too, especially when the changes happen so quickly.
Universities, colleges, builders, they're not prepared for these abrupt changes because population change, I think optimal population change happens slowly rather than quickly.
Experts note this decrease is relatively small, but marks a shift toward attracting newcomers who can contribute immediately to industries like construction and healthcare.
I think refocusing on the permanent paths and making sure that the people who are coming have skill sets, that they actually, there are jobs waiting for them and there are openings.
More changes to immigration levels are coming, with the federal Liberals vowing to further reduce the number of temporary residents over the next 2 years.
CTV's Heather Wright reporting for us in Toronto. A quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, Crystal will have a conversation with the United Way and the supports that they offer around here. That's coming up.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back. It's almost 7:22, and it is the season of giving. If you're in a position to help others, a donation to the United Way makes a huge impact in our community. Here to tell us more about the work United Way is doing now and how you can help is Senior Executive Director with United Way Maritimes, Sue Lapierre. Good morning, Sue.
Good morning.
So what are some of the biggest needs in our communities right now?
Well, I mean, I think we're all seeing a cost of living increase. So many families are struggling with housing, with food, with issues like connectivity, internet, those sorts of things. So general cost of living. And of course, that's amplified at the time of the holidays with increased cost and increased expectations. So yeah, many families are struggling just to keep up with basic needs. And certainly luxuries are out of reach for many people.
Let's talk about, I know United Way is an umbrella organization with many, many, many organizations that you support. Let's speak to some of the programs funded by United Way that are helping people at this time of year.
Oh, so we fund 165 programs across 7 areas of the Maritimes, all, very important services to help folks. They may be food related, they may be support related, mental health related, they could be housing programs. The variety of programs across the region is quite vast, and all focused on poverty and all focused on helping people meet basic needs, but also to perhaps build skills so that they can apply for a different job, or to increase their capacity with their family, teaching budgeting skills or teaching cooking skills around cost-effective recipes. It's a vast array of programs doing incredible work in community.
How could people support the work you do?
Well, the most obvious is if you have the means to make a donation to United Way. Donations can be made through a payroll deduction in your workplace, if your workplace supports that. They can be made online. Right now, if you have the means, Gift of Security is being matched, so you can double your impact. So there's lots of ways to donate. If donating is out of reach, it's also important to note that people need to talk to their politicians, their local leaders, about the conditions that they're experiencing, about the cost of living crisis, and really express their expectations of the government to help support families to meet basic needs.
Yeah, and now if people are watching right now, or they know of people who really do need support at this time of year, where can they begin to look for help?
If you're not used to navigating the programs and services out there, a great resource is 211. 211 is a 24-hour-a-day service where you can call, express what your needs are, and they'll help you navigate the resources that are nearest to you and help you find ways to access those.
That's wonderful. Yeah, 211, that's a great reminder for people. Well, Sue, we really appreciate the work you do in our community. We appreciate your time this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
And we have put a link to United Way Maritimes on our website in case you want to find out more information about the organization and how you can support if you're able. All right, we're going to turn our attention over to Latavia now at 7:25. Here's your 3-day.
Thanks, Crystal. Starting off in New Brunswick, a high of 3 degrees today. Lots of sunshine across the province. We do have a chance of scattered showers into the evening. And then on Friday, we have that Alberta clipper making its way over. 11 degrees is your daytime high. Rainy and windy conditions across the province. Then on Saturday, cooling down to -1. Sunny skies across the province with increasing cloudiness into the afternoon. For Nova Scotia, a high of 6 degrees today. We do have isolated flurries starting off the day for parts of Cape Breton Island. Will clear, leaving sunshine across the province. On Friday, a high of 12 degrees, rainy and windy conditions as well. And then on Saturday, precipitation clears out, a high of 1, a mix of sun and cloud with increasing cloudiness for parts of the province as well. And then for Prince Edward Island, a high of 2 degrees today. Clouds will clear, leaving sunshine. And then on Friday, a high of 13 degrees, scattered showers throughout the day, transitions over to rain into the evening. On Saturday, a high of 0, a mix of sun and cloud across the island.
Just ahead this half hour, hot tech is. So if you still have a gear or gadget lover to buy for, especially ones that need, to show more photos of their cat, don't worry. Crystal heads over to Best Buy for some last minute ideas and some good prices. It's just ahead here on Your Morning Atlantic.
Welcome back. Halfway through the show on this Thursday, December 18th. So glad you could join us. Yeah, we're going to be visiting Best Buy this half hour.
Love that.
Went to the Halifax location, and it's in Bears Lake, and they had just finished the renovations. It looks very nice in there.
Yes, we had been there actually just, a couple weeks ago, maybe even a week ago, and we noticed that they were doing quite a few. So it's nice to hear that's all done.
It's done. It's done.
Love a good reno.
And yeah, and shout out to Leo the cat, who is featured under the Christmas tree in that photo frame.
Cute.
Our guest that we'll speak to in this half hour, that is her orange cat. In any case, cats who don't like the rain are going to be staying indoors tomorrow afternoon if they're outdoor cats.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even people that don't like the rain will be staying indoors.
Yeah, it's sort of
melt
like
away.
In the 70s or whatever, the 60s, they called everybody cats.
Oh, yeah, you're a cool cat. Yeah.
All the cats will be inside tomorrow.
You're right. Yeah, we do have that rain event that's going to be making its way over. Another Alberta clipper.
Wow.
It's bringing snow to much of Canada. It's going to transition over to rain as it reaches Atlantic Canada. So we are going to see those strong wind gusts accompanying this significant rainfall. So we could see power outages like Crystal was mentioning to me into the break. That is something to keep in mind as well if you were preparing some cooking and
do it today.
Exactly. Be prepared for that because those strong wind gusts could get up to 100 kilometers per hour just for the maritime region, and then Newfoundland and Labrador even higher.
Last thing you want to do is be baking something, cooking something, and then you ever have that? The oven stops working midway through.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Today is the calm before the storm, though not the case for many areas. Today we are going to see beautiful sunshine, as you can see, starting off your day in Wolfville. Sunshine for much of Atlantic Canada. We do have a wintry mix for parts of the region as well. I'll break that down in just a second. But focusing on our current temperatures, warmer start to the day for much of Atlantic Canada. As of right now, -3 degrees as you head outdoors in Fredericton, -2 starting off your day in Charlottetown, 1 degree in Halifax, 2 in Sydney, -17 in Labrador City, and 4 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. Factor in that wind chill still today. It's going to feel a lot colder early this morning before temperatures begin to rise into the afternoon for our daytime highs. As of right now, there is that risk of frostbite over in Labrador City as well. Here's a special weather statement in effect across much of the maritime region. This is for Friday afternoon until Saturday. Strong wind gusts and significant rainfall expected for much of Atlantic Canada. You can see here a special weather statement across Newfoundland today, Friday night until Saturday, as well as overnight tonight until Saturday for parts of Labrador. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. Loss of sunshine as the sun begins to rise for parts of Atlantic Canada. We do have a chance of showers and or flurries for parts of Newfoundland, a chance of flurries early this morning for parts of Cape Breton Island, and a chance of flurries for parts of Labrador as well. For the current wind across all 3 maritime provinces out of the northwest this morning, 43 kilometers per hour for North Cape, 31 into Grand Etang with 46 in Canso. Wind gusts of up to 52 kilometers per hour in North Cape, 59 in Canso, 39 in Sydney, and 43 in Grand Etang. We'll take another look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. There was a special meeting of Tantramar Council last night about a proposed gas plant many members of the community strongly oppose. Barely any empty seats inside Tantramar Council chambers. A representative from MB Power delivered a brief presentation and then took questions from councillors. The 500-megawatt gas-fired plant project was announced in July to be built by an American company. Questions range from safety issues, water consumption, the impact on the ecosystem, and whether or not First Nations communities were consulted.
I'm a millennial, I'm a young person. I'm really concerned about my future. This is exactly the direction that we should not be going.
I just think that the whole question of why they chose Tantramar when it's such an environmentally vulnerable area, why that was chosen, even considered in the first place, was never answered.
I really sympathize with their feelings on this, to be honest with you. Nobody would select a site. There's no ideal site in New Brunswick for a plant like this.
The province says the Tantramar area was the only site that meets its schedule and there were no other legitimate options. Environmental permits and finances have to be in place before the proposed plant becomes a reality. Now to a story that proves you shouldn't believe everything you read on the internet. Cape Breton fiddler Ashley McIsaac says he knows that firsthand after an AI search confused him with a sex offender with a similar name. As CTV's Vanessa Wright tells us, the maritime musician says the erroneous results are costing him his reputation and his livelihood.
Ashley McIsaac is well known to Maritimers. The renowned fiddler from Nova Scotia has been a popular musician for 30 years. He was set to perform a concert this Friday night, but was forced to cancel.
The chief messaged back and said, "We can't have you in our community due to your past criminal convictions." And I thought, what are they talking about? I got arrested once for smoking marijuana.
The offenses they were referring to are much more serious, including internet luring and sexual assault. An apparent Google search using AI that has now been corrected recently described the popular fiddler as a criminal sex offender. But it's not this McIsaac.
I'm in a situation now where AI has decided to link somebody else's criminal offenses to my name. And it's a very scary situation where if I had gone to a border, I probably would have been still in jail.
The sex offender was actually another man with the last name McIsaac. Cyber experts say these incidents are known as AI confabulations.
Anybody that shares a name with anyone could be a victim of this kind of AI confabulation, where it takes information and combines it together. And this is a great example of how dumb AI actually is.
The situation highlights concerns about AI technology.
This is one case, but there are now lawsuits in the United States where we have people who actually died, committed self-harm because of this. We have others who are now alleged to have committed homicide and self-harm associated with delusions caused by these tools. They are dangerous.
McIsaac says the mistaken identity search spread quickly. Now he's fighting for his reputation and livelihood.
I've already had gigs canceled. I don't know how many have not followed through because of it. It's completely false. It's completely wrong. And I'm not sure where it's going to lead as far as my work and my personal security.
Shipley says government should revise defamation laws to protect people from AI mishaps like this one.
But he'll never get back the sleepless nights, the emotional trauma. There will be people who will never not believe this, because they've now seen it on the internet. There's no complete undo for this harm.
Vanessa Wright, CTV News, Halifax.
And late Wednesday afternoon, we heard from Google about this. In a statement, a spokesperson told us this result is no longer appearing. Search, including AI overviews, is dynamic and frequently changing to show the most helpful information. When issues arise, like if our features misinterpret web content or miss some context, we use those examples to improve our systems and may take action under our policies. Finally, the Academy Awards will soon begin streaming exclusively on YouTube after a multi-year deal, giving YouTube the exclusive rights to the Oscars until 2023. The Oscars, which has aired on ABC since 1976, will be available live and free on YouTube starting in 2029. Viewership for award shows has declined over decades, despite a slight uptick in 2025 from a significant number of younger viewers on phones and computers. Isn't this just an example of how broadcasting is changing?
Sign of the times.
It's actually a little exciting in ways because for some people who don't have cable, it's been hard to tune into these award shows. So now they'll be able to do so without having to like go around and figure out a way to do it that may not be legal too, right?
No, it's so true. And there's something about award shows that are also kind of like watching a live sporting event. They're most exciting live.
Oh, yeah.
Watching them in the moment, the anticipation of who's going to win.
Yeah.
Right? I love the Oscars. They're just on too late for me. So unfortunately, I don't get to stay up and watch them. But yeah, go on to YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, after an award show or a sporting event, you get the highlights, right?
Yeah.
This is a sporting highlight you don't see every day. It's a teenager in Edmonton getting all kinds of attention for hitting a very impressive dunk.
Hitting that dunk and getting swarmed was epic. It was so epic. I didn't practice as much as people might think. It was just a couple times during practice.
So here's the shot. Jordan Hunter bounces it off the ceiling, then goes in for the dunk. What? Yeah. It happened in an annual dunk contest at Jasper Place High School, and guess what? Jordan won.
That's awesome.
Are you kidding?
And we'll see. You can see it one more time. Come on, Jordan.
So
you can do it.
Tall.
Yeah, he's tall.
Whoa, bounce,
That's so impressive.
Bam.
Whoa, and the camera work there too.
So good, and the reaction from his, fellow students. What a day.
Oh, yeah.
Not AI. You got to watch out for the AI videos, too.
That's not AI. No,
They
no,
get
it really
sometimes.
happened.
Oh
That was all him.
Real stuff. Okay, we're going to take another break on this Thursday morning. Please stick around because there's so much more to come. Latavia will have the latest look at the forecast on this Thursday and the messy weather for tomorrow. Also, too, we're going to stay nice and dry inside and go to Best Buy. If you have a tech lover on your gift list or even you're looking ahead to Boxing Day sales, they've got you covered. We're going to check out some gift ideas when we return.
Welcome back. The time now is 7:44. We're taking a live look at Barrington Passage. Sunshine starting off your day. Currently 4 degrees, so not a bad start to your day, and temperatures will continue to rise a little bit later on. A bit of a cool start to the day for parts of the region, especially when you factor in that wind chill. But as of right now, it is already starting to warm up for many areas across Atlantic Canada. As of right now, it is -3 degrees heading outdoors in Fredericton, -2 in Charlottetown, warmer in Halifax with 1 degree, 2 degrees in Sydney, and 1 in Gander. Over to our watches and warnings currently in effect. A special weather statement in effect for southern and south central New Brunswick, across Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia for Friday afternoon until Saturday, with this storm system heading our way, bringing rainy conditions and strong wind gusts as well. Across Newfoundland, we also have a special weather statement in effect for Friday night until Saturday. Wind gusts will range from 70 to 110 kilometers per hour and rain 25 to 45 millimeters expected. And then for parts of Labrador, overnight tonight until Saturday, wind gusts between 60 to 100 kilometers per hour and rain between 15 to 35 millimeters. The calm before the storm for today. We are going to see lots of sunshine across parts of Atlantic Canada, also seeing some mixed precipitation as well. So a chance of isolated flurries start off the day for parts of Cape Breton Island, seeing a chance of flurries and or showers for parts of Newfoundland, and then for parts of Labrador, looking at some flurry activity as well. Into the afternoon, much of the same. We see that flurry activity clear out of Cape Breton Island, leaving lots of sunshine for all 3 maritime provinces. Still seeing sunshine remain for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. And then another low makes its way over for Thursday night. For Labrador, looking at flurries transitioning over to snow and taking us into early Friday morning. We are going to expect sunshine starting off the day, increasing cloudiness before that system makes its way over, bringing strong wind and rain across the region. If you're wondering about the snowfall totals for today until early Friday morning, only seeing trace amounts for parts of Cape Breton Island, looking at around 1 to 15 centimeters of accumulation for parts of Labrador, and then for Newfoundland, only 1 to 5 centimeters expected. Over to our forecast today for New Brunswick. Lots of sunshine across the province today. Daytime highs will range from -2 to 4 degrees, being the warmest to Grand Manan. A chance of showers returns into the evening with wind gusts of up to 40. Prince Edward Island seeing highs between -1 to 0. Clouds will clear out, leaving sunshine across the island today. Wind out of the northwest, 30 gusting to 50. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, chance of flurries early in the morning, clearing, leaving sunshine across this part of the province. And daytime highs will range from 4 to 2 degrees. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, lots of sunshine as well. Clouds clear out into the afternoon. Daytime highs between 3 to 7 degrees and wind gusts of 50. For Labrador City, a high of minus 15 degrees today. We are going to see flurry activity before transitions over to snow into the evening. A high of 6 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland. Flurries and or showers expected throughout your day. So Friday's forecast, we do have that Alberta Clipper making its way over. Significant rainfall, strong wind gusts for much of the region. For Labrador, seeing a bit of mixed precipitation throughout your day. This system will continue to travel east, spreading right across Atlantic Canada, and then starting to clear out for Saturday morning. Still being left with some mixed precipitation for parts of the Maritime region. And then into Saturday night, the Maritime's pretty clear skies remain. Newfoundland and Labrador still dealing with some snowfall. And then into Sunday, we are going to see temperatures begin to cool down yet again, and mixed precipitation expected into Sunday morning, into Sunday afternoon as well. So that's a look at your weather forecast. Now we're gonna throw things over to Crystal.
We are at Best Buy in Halifax. I'm joined once again by Catherine, and we're going to talk about some great holiday gifts. They really do have everything for everybody on your list, from the littles to grandma and beyond. That is true, right?
It is true. We do have a little bit of something for everyone. Thanks so much, Crystal. I'm so happy to be back here again, sharing some of the great products that we have from our holiday gift guide. So starting out, we have the Asus ROG Xbox Ally. This is really an Xbox kind of brought to life by Asus ROG. You get high performance, a solid battery life, and your familiar Xbox controls, but also a full PC mode that's available in it. This is really a great gift option for the gamer on your list, or even for yourself, and it's actually $100 off right now until January 1st, so really good option here.
Well, now's the time, and if it's not perfectly clear for you who aren't the super duper gamers, this thing is a computer and a gamer. So you just take the whole unit with you. You can actually play the games or do your taxes.
Exactly. It's very portable, really great on the go.
I love it. All right. And then this is a more conventional computer type situation.
Yes, this is our Lenovo Slim laptop that's equipped with Copilot Plus. This laptop is loaded with tons of great tech that's going to help deliver some exceptional multitasking speed and efficiency. You get this beautiful 14-inch OLED. It's actually touchscreen as well.
Cool.
So really great for kind of all your performance needs. It's going to keep up with you on the go as well. It has a 17-hour battery life, so really great for all your needs.
It's hitting all the boxes. Is it okay if I give it a little lift?
Absolutely.
Okay, so, oh yeah.
Very light.
Very light. It's slim. And Copilot, is that kind of like an AI support technology?
Yes, so Microsoft's kind of AI, so really all of your needs, Copilot has you covered on it.
Excellent choice, and practical too. Fun and practical.
Exactly, the
All
great
right.
gift.
I guess this would also apply to this gift too, fun and practical.
Yes, this one's really great. This is our Samsung Galaxy Tab S11. You have tons of great support, again, powered by AI to make your everyday smarter. You get the beautiful redesigned S Pen, so really great for writing, drawing, anything that you want to create on here. This tablet really built for kind of all of your needs on there.
Can I touch this?
Absolutely.
This is magnetic.
Yes, it taps on right on the top.
Ooh. Ah, okay, that is fun and super practical, and a great gift for a lot of people on your list too.
Exactly. Very.
Totally.
If the laptop's not for you, the gaming's not for you, tablet, great option.
Take it on the go. Love that. All right, this is delightful.
Yes, this is the Aura Mason photo frame. This is a great gift for family, friends, loved ones that might live away. Help stay connected with them. It has built-in Wi-Fi and the app that you can easily share and add photos to friends and family as well.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, my great-grandma would love this. You could load it up with photos to start and then refresh?
Exactly, and you can share and add. It does have a built-in speaker too, so you can play some audio from short video clips. It's a really awesome gift to stay connected.
To stay connected, the gift of connection. Yeah. Oh my gosh, these are wonderful, Catherine. Okay, I want to talk about the Boxing Day situation at Best Buy. What's going on this year?
So we do have some great Boxing Day door crasher promotions that are coming up. They are going to be limited quantity, so we suggest you hurry into stores so that they are going to sell out fast to make sure you can get your hands on them.
Cool. So like great deals, they'll be revealed when the Boxing Day sales are announced.
Yes. Keep an eye on bestbuy.ca while you're there. You can also check out the holiday gift guide to check out more information on these products as well. And while you're there, you can set up a free My Best Buy account. It's going to get you some exclusive offers and promotions there as well.
Yeah, you told me me about that last time, and I did sign up. And what's a cool feature about that, first of all, you'd know when the Boxing Day sales hit, because you'd be the first to know. But you can put specific products on there that you're excited about, and then it lets you know when they go on sale.
Amazing feature.
Super handy.
Amazing feature.
All right, well, we've put all the information about Best Buy on our website. You can check it out there, or pop on in and see Catherine.
Thanks, Catherine and Crystal. Health and medical news now. Protecting your mental health well-being during those big holiday get-togethers over the next couple of weeks. It is one of the topics in Your Health with CTV's Suzette Belliveau.
As we inch closer to the holidays, you may feel excited, but also a bit overwhelmed, or you may feel concerned about getting together with a friend or family member who has different views or is on the opposite end of the political spectrum. So this time of year, experts say it's especially important to protect your mental health.
Boundaries are really important for maintaining and protecting our peace.
Licensed therapist Jody Baumstein says setting a boundary isn't about creating distance. It's about staying connected, but with healthy limits. She says to be proactive and use clear language to set a boundary before the get-together in order to avoid conflict and keep that message consistent. It's the season of giving, but health experts say some gifts can come at a dangerous price. Dr. Maureen Almond says if you're buying gifts for young children, the first thing to stay away from is anything that has a button battery in it. And if the gift must have a battery, Almond recommends only buying ones that need a screwdriver to be opened. Next, she says avoid toys using artificial intelligence.
Currently, there's some toys that have AI features that will have conversations with the child, and this could obviously be very dangerous.
Almond says she also sees a lot of injuries from motorized vehicles like electric scooters or bikes, so she urges caution if they're on your child's list. Finally, she says to avoid giving young children toys with small parts or anything that can break off.
We just have one milestone to pass along for you today. It is a 60th anniversary for Rosemary and Gary Goodwin of Sackville, New Brunswick. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Gosh, what a great photo.
Gorgeous.
Look at Rosemary's dress. Oh, my gosh, I'd like to see that milestone again.
Absolutely.
How would I do that, Latavia?
Right, let's do it. And if you want to see it again, you can find it by visiting our website, scanning the QR code on your screen, and a reminder, milestones must be received 2 weeks in advance.
Milestones, brought to you by the Berkeley Retirement Residences. Love this stage of life.
And way back in the day, cherished moments in time were captured on Kodachrome film inside a photo booth. You could even argue they were the world's first selfies in modern times.
Yeah, but now there's a renewed effort to preserve the photo booth at a museum in New York. ABC's Danny New checked it out.
An experience that's hard to come by these days.
Amazing.
Getting your picture taken in a vintage analog photo booth.
It's an ode to a dying art. This marks the centennial of the invention of the photo booth.
Bree Conley-Saxon here is one of the last photo booth technicians on Earth. And even though there are less than 300 analog photo booths left worldwide,
So these are all my booths in the U.S.
she just opened up a New York gallery called Autophoto where you can step inside some of her collection.
This is our oldest booth. It's the Model 9.
For example, there's the Model 9 here, which is close to 80 years old. Do I do this?
No.
Don't shake it. And the Polaroid booth you saw earlier, which Bree believes is the only working one left on the planet.
One more.
Oh. I tried out some of the booths with Jane August, whom you may remember my story on from a few weeks ago as she tries to visit all roughly 200 museums in New York City.
Yeah.
Whoa. After taking many pictures, we got a behind-the-scenes look at exactly how these classic booths actually developed our strips. As you can see, it's basically a little dark room back there. When does it get my face?
You're in toner, so that'll be here.
That's why when your photo finally comes out, it's a little wet. However, while getting your picture taken is fun, what may be the most impactful part of the museum
One of the original cameras from the inventor
is the exhibit on the inventor, Anatole Josepho, who invented the photo booth in New York 100 years ago this year.
This is a 100-year-old photo of the inventor and his dog.
She even has an authentic century-old photo strip of Anatole and his dog, which, for Bree, kind of sums up her whole mission here.
Your photo lasts a lifetime, beyond your lifetime. It's a memory, it's history, it's something to cherish and hold on to forever.
Which is why I'm keeping these forever. Also on their website, autophoto.org, you can see a list of their other locations with analog photo booths, including Chicago, Seattle, Nashville, Birmingham, and Boise, Idaho. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Taking a look at our 3-day forecast yet again for New Brunswick. 3 degrees is your daytime high. Lots of sunshine across the province. We do have scattered showers expected into the evening. And then on Friday, rainy and windy conditions across the province with a high of 11 degrees. Cooling back down on Saturday with a high of -1, increasing cloudiness into the afternoon. Nova Scotia will be dealing with a high of 6 today. We do have isolated flurries starting off the day for parts of Cape Breton Island, clearing out, leaving sunshine across the province. On Friday, significant rainfall and strong wind expected with a high of 12. On Saturday, a high of 1 degree. A mix of sun and clouds starts off the day, increasing cloudiness for Cape Breton Island. Prince Edward Island looking at a high of 2 degrees today. Clouds will clear, leaving sunshine. On Friday, looking at scattered showers across the island. Transitions over to evening rain, a high of 13. 0 on Saturday with a mix of sun and cloud.
Thursday, December 18th, today on Your Morning Atlantic, a packed Tantramar Council meeting last night as NB Power makes its pitch for a controversial proposed gas plant. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And messy weekend weather. This live, I might be sunny right now, but there is a storm on the way. Latavia will have all the details in her full forecast just ahead. Those stories and more are coming up on the Thursday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Amanda, Crystal, and Latavia with you on this Thursday. And we pay attention to the weather, I would argue, every day, but I feel like really this season, it's been like you have to look at the forecast truly every day before even like picking out what jacket you're going to wear, what kind of boots you're going to wear. Because earlier in the week, we were bundled up so tightly for a winter, and now it seems like, okay, get the rain boots and the rain jacket because we've got some warm, windy, wet weather coming.
Yeah,
Tell us all
soaking
about
conditions.
Yeah.
So because of this event, it starts off as a storm system, a winter storm system, I should say. Transitions over to a rain system because of the warm air we're seeing towards the middle of this week to the end of this week. So we are going to see significant rainfall, gusty winds. So make sure to secure Christmas decorations outdoors.
That's a good point. Thank you.
Be prepared for power outages as well. So this is something that we have to constantly keep looking at because the system could change. But for the most part, this is what we're seeing with special weather statements in effect across Atlantic Canada. So yeah, just be prepared. This starts Friday afternoon and carries into Saturday.
Sad for the snowboarders and skiers who love all that fresh powder.
I know, and now we're gonna see all that snow melting as well, so that's another thing to keep in mind. Road conditions could become a bit slick as we see ice and snow begin to melt. Here's a look at Wentworth Valley. You can see beautiful ski hills over there right now. We are gonna see a bit of that snow start to melt away for parts of the region, but we will be seeing snow return yet again a little bit later on, but not for tomorrow's forecast. Here's a look at our current temperature starting off the day a bit warmer than we saw even yesterday morning. As of right now, -3 degrees in Fredericton, -2 early this morning in Charlottetown, 3 degrees in Yarmouth, 2 in Sydney, and 1 degree in Gander. Factor in that wind chill, still going to feel colder early this morning. Temperatures will rise a little bit later, but for Newfoundland and Labrador as well, starting off your day on a cold note with that wind chill. Over to our special weather statements in effect for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. This is for Friday afternoon until Saturday. We are going to see some gusty wind and significant rainfall return, and that goes for across Newfoundland as well for Friday night until Saturday for that special weather statement, and overnight tonight until Saturday for parts of Labrador. Here's a look at the current satellite and radar. We are going to see lots of sunshine today in our forecast right across parts of Atlantic Canada. Also have a wintry mix, a chance of showers and or flurries for parts of Newfoundland. For Cape Breton Island, a chance of flurries early in the morning, and also a chance of flurries for parts of Labrador. For our wind forecast, as of right now, a sustained wind, 46 kilometers per hour in Canso, 43 in North Cape, 31 in Grand Otang with 26 into Sydney. Wind gusts of up to 59 kilometers per hour in Canso, 52 in North Cape, 39 in Sydney. We will take another look at your long-range forecast, but first another look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. There was a special meeting of Tantramar Council last night about a proposed gas plant many members of the community strongly oppose. CTV's Derek Haggett has more.
There were barely any empty seats inside Tantramar Council chambers. A representative from MB Power delivered a brief presentation on a proposed natural gas plant and then took questions from councillors. There was no scheduled opportunity for questions from spectators, but some did manage to squeeze a few in. The 500-megawatt gas-fired plant project was announced in July to be built by American company Pro Energy.
We are anticipating running out of power in New Brunswick by 2028, and it's this project that's going to help us with that.
Questions range from safety issues, water consumption, the impact on the ecosystem, and whether or not First Nations communities were consulted. Afterwards, some were deeply concerned about the location and the use of fossil fuels.
I'm a millennial, I'm a young person. I'm really concerned about my future. This is exactly the direction that we should not be going.
I just think that the whole question of why they chose Tantramar when it's such an environmentally vulnerable area, why that was chosen, even considered in the first place, was never answered.
The province says the Tantramar area was the only site that meets its schedule, and there were no other legitimate options.
I really sympathize with their feelings on this, to be honest with you. Nobody would select a site. There's no ideal site in New Brunswick for a plant like this.
Environmental permits and finances have to be in place before the proposed plant becomes a reality. Derek Haggett, CTV News, Sackville, New Brunswick.
A Nova Scotia law firm says it's reached an $18 million settlement with Air Canada and other defendants in a class action lawsuit following a crash landing in Halifax a decade ago. Air Canada Flight 624 from Toronto struck some power lines during a snowstorm at Halifax Stanfield in March 2015, causing the plane to come down about 200 meters short of the runway. 25 of the 133 passengers on board were injured. Attorney Ray Wagner says Air Canada will be paying the bulk of the settlement if the court approves it. In an email statement, the airline said, quote, "We are satisfied the matter has been resolved." A St. John woman is recovering in hospital after her vehicle hit a moose on the highway earlier this month. It happened the night of December 5th on Route 7 between St. John and Oromocto, a stretch of highway that's mostly covered with wildlife fencing. Zachary Legacy and his girlfriend, Courtney, were rushed to the St. John Regional Hospital. Legacy suffered minor injuries, but Courtney suffered a traumatic brain injury and fractures to her jaw. Courtney has progressed and has been moved from the ICU, but it is the beginning of a long road to recovery.
There was a point last night where I was leaning down next to her, and she crawled over as close as she could to me and held my hand and put her face against my hand and just smiled. So I see little glimpses of Courtney coming back, and that brings me a lot of hope and joy.
A GoFundMe page for the couple has raised nearly $15,000. History was made at the Scotiabank Centre in Halifax last night, where, for the first time, a PWHL game was the featured attraction. It was Toronto versus Montreal as part of the league's takeover series. It turned out to be a homecoming, too, for some players and staff, including Stellarton's Blair Turnbull, Ali Monroe from Yarmouth, and Spryfield's Troy Ryan, who was behind the bench. Corey Chevry from New Glasgow was drawing up plays on the Montreal side. It's all very inspiring for fans who lined up early to get inside.
I love the girls and how they're so determined in the game and how they're so focused. And I just love how women are so brave and strong.
Last night's Halifax game, one of 16 so-called neutral site games that are part of the takeover tour. Ottawa is scheduled to take on Boston in Halifax coming up on January 11th. As for the game last night, Montreal defeated Toronto 2-1. Finally, the Queen of Christmas has been dethroned on the Billboard Global 200. Mariah Carey's holiday song, All I Want for Christmas Is You, has dropped from the top of the chart for the first time since 2020. The top song is now this one. I mean, anytime we have a reason to share this music video, we're gonna take it. Yeah, in top spot now is Wham's Last Christmas. The estate of late Wham member George Michael called it a testament to a brilliant song and timeless record. And an iconic music video as well.
Indeed. Indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you for that little joyful thing.
Love.
Well, just love. It's great. The fashion, timeless.
Oh, yeah. His hair.
About it.
Hair.
His hair.
Feathered. Not timeless,
So
but
good.
still awesome.
And his earring.
I was thinking the earring too. Yeah.
The weather. Oh, the light. Snow can be lovely.
It can, yeah.
It can be.
Yes, it can.
All right. This is kind of cool. The world's only brown and white panda living in captivity. Well, they're doing very well, but they're being kept busy these days.
Okay.
There it is.
Oh my gosh.
There it is, yeah. A Giant Panda Research Center runs training courses twice a day by putting together exercises to keep the panda upright. It's meant to help the panda stay active through the winter. Now, brown and white pandas are very rare. The unique coloring is caused by genetic mutation. So this is like they're trying to keep his mind and body. There we go. Up we go.
It looks so weird standing upright.
Exactly. And it's interesting trying to keep the mind and body active. But this reminded me a little bit, and you could probably relate to this, Latavia, because you're out of this stage for a bit, but tummy time for babies.
Oh, yeah.
Remember you put them on to try to get the neck strong, and they hated it. My kids hated it.
It's so funny.
That's
so cute.
True, but it's working.
There he goes. Up he
like, "Give me
goes.
that
She's
ball."
like, oh, again? Here we go.
Adorable.
He's a beautiful bear. Yeah.
I think sometimes we all need that motivation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Use that core strength.
Yeah.
I don't have any, but yeah.
Even bears need to work out in the winter.
Well, lots of people like to walk along the riverbank there in Moncton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
But or skate. This is outside the Avenir Center, Rotary Park. A beautiful start to the morning, but we don't really have very good skating conditions coming up. Latavia has more details on the warm-up and the wet weather coming up.
Time now, 8:14. We're taking a live look at Chester. Beautiful sunshine starting off your day, and temperatures already beginning to warm up. It's going to be a beautiful, warm day ahead for much of the region, but we do still have a bit of active weather tracking across parts of the region. Weather is brought to you by the Atlantic Lottery mobile app. A bit cooler for parts of the region. As of right now, -4 degrees heading outdoors in Fredericton, -3 in Moncton and in Charlottetown, 0 in Halifax, 2 degrees in Sydney, and 3 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Special weather statement in effect for the southern and south central region of New Brunswick across Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia. We'll be seeing wind gusts between 80 to 100 kilometers per hour, rainfall at around 25 millimeters or more, and this is for Friday afternoon until Saturday. Across Newfoundland, we do have a special weather statement in effect as well for Friday night until Saturday. Wind gusts between 70 to 110 kilometers per hour and rainfall 25 to 45 millimeters expected. And for Labrador, overnight tonight until Saturday, special weather statement in effect for wind gusts between 60 to 100 kilometers per hour and rainfall between 15 to 35 millimeters. Over to our forecast timeline for today. Lots of sunshine for much of Atlantic Canada. We do still have some isolated flurries expected for early this morning in Cape Breton Island. And for Newfoundland, looking at some mixed precipitation expected, flurries and or showers, and a bit of flurry activity early this morning for parts of Labrador. Into the afternoon, we will be seeing that flurry activity clear out of parts of Cape Breton Island, leaving sunshine for all 3 maritime provinces. A bit of flurry activity for parts of Newfoundland and for Labrador as well. And then into the evening hours, we do have a low moving in across parts of Labrador, bringing snow, and we are going to see pretty clear skies for the maritime region, and then increasing cloudiness as we head towards midnight. And then into Friday morning, we will be seeing a bit of sunshine before increasing cloudiness and that winter system heading our way, bringing rainfall and strong wind gusts. So if you're wondering about our snowfall outlook, going to remain quite light for parts of Cape Breton Island, only seeing around 1 to 5 centimeters of snow accumulation for parts of Newfoundland. And for Labrador, looking at around 1 to 15 centimeters. For our forecast today, lots of sunshine across New Brunswick. We will be seeing a chance of some scattered showers into the evening. Daytime highs will range from -2 to 4 degrees and wind gusts of 40 expected. For Prince Edward Island, highs between -1 to 0. Clouds clear out, leaving lots of sunshine across the island. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, some isolated flurries expected, clearing, leaving sunshine for this part of the province. And daytime highs will range from 1 to 4 degrees. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, highs between 3 to 7 degrees being the warmest into Shelburne. Lots of sunshine as clouds continue to clear out into the afternoon. And then for Labrador City, a high of -16 degrees. Flurries start off the day and then transitions over to snow into the evening. Mixed precipitation expected for St. John's, Newfoundland with a high of 6. This Alberta Clipper will make its way over Friday afternoon and bringing significant rainfall, gusty winds for Atlantic Canada really throughout the day. We are going to expect a bit of mixed precipitation for parts of Labrador. Other than that, though, the system will slowly clear out into Saturday. We will be still dealing with a bit of mixed precipitation as well for parts of Atlantic Canada before beginning to really clear out of the Maritime region into the evening and still leaving around some snowfall for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. We have another system making its way over. We'll be bringing a wintry mix back around on Sunday into the morning and carrying into the evening as well. That's a look at your weather forecast for this weekend. We'll throw things over to Amanda for your national and international news headlines.
Thank you, Latavia. Out west, authorities in Alberta and Saskatchewan are urging people to work from home today and avoid heading out on the roads due to an intense winter storm.
It's not very often we get road closures this big, in so many areas.
Police describe the storm as chaotic, messy, and dangerous. Strong winds and heavy snow caused a massive pileup near Calgary involving as many as 100 vehicles. The storm has snarled holiday travel plans for passengers on flights. Meteorologists say blizzard conditions are expected to continue until the evening. A fierce flu strain is sweeping the country, with children hit the hardest as hospitals brace for a surge over the holidays. With more, here's CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver.
The flu hits every year, but the strain of influenza A circulating now is hitting harder and faster than usual.
Well, it causes a severe pneumonia that can cause the lungs to break down. There can be a secondary bacterial infection. There can be widespread infection known as sepsis.
Doctors say severe complications are rare, but nationally, flu-related hospitalizations are increasing, especially in kids 4 or younger and among those over 65. In Ontario alone, new ICU admissions are up 127%, with confirmed flu cases up by 150%.
The number of cases that we're seeing this time of year is higher compared to data that we have from the last 3 years.
In Nova Scotia, like elsewhere, doctors are preparing for a surge in cases, especially among kids around the holidays.
We tend to underappreciate the need for vaccination, and I certainly know in Nova Scotia, our uptake of vaccine in infants and young children is far from where ideally we'd like to have it.
Whatever protection you can get, it does make a difference.
Jill Promoli knows firsthand how devastating the flu can be. Her son Jude was a healthy 2-year-old when he got influenza B and died.
Even when we lost Jude, it was a shock to us that we had lost him to something like the flu.
She's now spent nearly 10 years encouraging people to take the flu seriously and to get vaccinated.
It can be faster than we realize, and it can be more serious than we realize, and sometimes there just is no time to act. So the more steps that you can take to prevent getting the flu into your home in the first place, the better.
Doctors say the influenza outbreaks are hitting earlier than usual, and they warn the peak is still a ways off.
CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver reporting in Ottawa. A quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we'll have our Ask the Expert. That's coming up next.
It's the time when so many of us look back and reflect on the year that was. And if you don't like what you see when it comes to your finances, it may be time to finally look into having a professional help you with your debt situation. Here to tell us more is licensed insolvency trustee Amanda Sherwood with our partners Alan Marshall and Associates. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely a pleasure. And, we understand that there are many types of debt advisors out there. What makes a licensed insolvency trustee different from a debt consultant?
A licensed insolvency trustee is one that's going to give you free advice initially. So when you tend to speak to a debt consultant, it's a red flag if they're looking for you to pay money up front to figure out a plan of action. You want to speak to a trustee because they're the only ones that can administer a proposal or a bankruptcy, so we can compromise debt if necessary. A debt consultant is going to be able to give you advice on your budget and certainly information overall, but a licensed insolvency trustee is trained to discuss full picture, to discuss all options. We're federally regulated by the government, and we're required to give you full advice rather than focusing on a sales tactic. It's a not-for-profit program. It's to properly advise you on options that are going to relate to the financial situation you're dealing with.
Very good to know, because I know a lot of people do feel overwhelmed by debt. So what do you see most often when people come to you for help?
Most often is that they've reached a point where they've run out of money on what needs to be paid within the month, and they're starting to panic. So it's important to understand that when it does get to be out of control, you do need to speak to a professional so that you can be properly advised to keep everything fair and even for you and your creditors, and make sure a plan of action can take place so that that stress can be eliminated.
Absolutely, and debt is considered to be a negative thing. So what do you think prevents individuals from contacting you, and what can you suggest to break that barrier?
A lot of times when I have that initial conversation, people think, the individuals that call, they think they already know what I'm going to tell them. There's a lot of shame and embarrassment, unfortunately, that tends to get linked to speaking to a trustee, and they think that bankruptcy is the only option. They tend to have comments that they're afraid they're going to lose everything. So it's one of those things that I really enjoy being able to inform individuals on what's protected, what they get to keep for what's called exemptions, and to just really give a clear picture. And at the end of the phone calls, it tends to be a stress relief. You can hear it in their voice. They're thankful for the advice that they've been given, the information that they now are aware of, so that they know rather than the fears they've been holding on to and what they think is going to be the conversation.
Absolutely. And if someone thinks they've reached that threshold of debt, but they're not quite sure what to do, what's the first step if someone needed to seek help from someone like you? What should they do?
So you'd want to call a licensed insolvency trustee. You can reach us at Allen Marshall & Associates. The phone calls or in-person appointments can be done relatively quickly. We get to have a phone call, or you can come in and have a sit down at one of our offices, and we go over your budget with you. What's your income? What are your debts? What are your monthly expenses that are going out? What you own? And we can show you basically where everything's sitting and what it looks like if you take next steps in different programs, or refer you on to your bank or a mortgage broker, or basically give you the steps on all avenues so that you get to walk away, take the information, digest it, and then give us a call back and see how you want to move forward.
Well, thank you so much for those tips this morning, Amanda.
Thank you.
And that was Amanda Sherwood with our partner, Allen Marshall & Associates. We'll make sure to put up a link on our website. Now we take a look at our 3-day forecast. A high of 3 degrees today. We are going to see sunshine across New Brunswick. A chance of showers returns into the evening. On Friday, rainy and windy conditions across the province with a high of 11. Cooling back down on Saturday, a high of -1. Increasing cloudiness into the afternoon, still being left with a mix of sun and cloud. Nova Scotia is looking at a high of 6 degrees. Isolated flurries for Cape Breton Island, clearing, leaving sunshine across the province. Then on Friday, warming up to 12 degrees, and we are going to see strong winds and significant rainfall across the province. On Saturday, a high of 1. A mix of sun and cloud with increasing cloudiness for Cape Breton Island. Prince Edward Island looking at clouds clearing, leaving sunshine today with a high of 2 degrees, 13 on Friday. Looking at scattered showers, transitions over to rain. And then on Saturday, a high of 0 with a mix of sun and cloud.
Still ahead this Thursday, need a ride? Ride Service Lyft is coming to Halifax. We'll get all the details on how you can, well, book a lift. You need a lift? We'll lift those details in 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Welcome back. The time now is 8:31. The days are flying by. We're inching towards Christmas. Santa's coming to town. Very exciting, but if you're like me, you still have lots to do to prepare.
Yes.
You're not alone.
No, gosh.
Trying to get it all done. I'm already starting to think like, oh, it's going to be over before we know it.
I know.
Yeah, it's true. I got to slow down and savor it. And yet at the same time, pick up the speed and get all the gifts wrapped and stuff.
Exactly.
I haven't literally not wrapped anything.
Wow.
We wrapped like, I think 6, and then one of my babies started to bite one, like a doggy. So we took them out from under the tree and put them away for now. We're not going to wrap the rest yet.
She also wraps her gifts in bacon, too.
That's right, exactly.
You would think, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, if you have errands to run, maybe today is a great day to do that running around.
Yeah, unless you don't mind significant rainfall and gusty winds. We're probably gonna have to head out regardless. But just, be prepared for Friday's storm event headed our way, another Alberta clipper. Be prepared also maybe to tie down some of your Christmas decorations outdoors.
That's a great point.
Yeah, prepare for maybe a power outage in your area. Yep, some things to keep in mind for sure. But today is not the case.
Yay!
We're dealing with sunshine for the most part, and it's going to be a glorious, beautiful day ahead. Warmer temperatures for our daytime highs, as you can see from our live eye in Digby. Already 3 degrees starting off your day, and temperatures will continue to rise for much of the region. A bit of a cooler start to the day for parts of Atlantic Canada, but for the most part, temperatures will rise for all. -4 degrees for Fredericton early this morning, -3 in Charlottetown, 0 in Halifax with 2 degrees in Sydney, 3 starting off your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. The wind chill still factoring in early this morning, so making it feel a lot cooler, but temperatures, as I mentioned, will rise a little bit later on, and same thing goes for Newfoundland and Labrador. Special weather statement in effect for parts of all 3 maritime provinces for Friday afternoon until Saturday, expecting significant rainfall and gusty winds right across parts of Atlantic Canada. As you can see here, special weather statement also in effect across Newfoundland for Friday night until Saturday, and for Labrador overnight tonight until Saturday as well. Here's a look at our satellite and radar sunshine for much of Atlantic Canada. Early this morning, we do have some isolated flurries tracking for parts of Cape Breton Island. A chance of flurries and showers for parts of Newfoundland, and for Labrador, also seeing a bit of flurry activity starting off the day. In terms of the wind out of the northwest this morning, 41 kilometers per hour for North Cape and in Canso, 30 into Grand Tank, 24 in Sydney. Wind gusts of up to 52 kilometers per hour in Canso, 50 into North Cape and 39 in Sydney. We'll take one last look at your long range forecast just ahead, but first one last look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. And we begin in New Brunswick, where there was a special meeting of Tantramar Council last night about a proposed gas plant many members of the community strongly oppose. Barely an empty seat inside Tantramar Council chambers. A representative from MB Power delivered a brief presentation and then took questions from councillors. The 500-megawatt gas-fired plant project was announced back in July, and it's scheduled to be built by an American company. Questions range from safety issues, water consumption, the impact on the ecosystem, and whether or not First Nations communities were consulted.
I'm a millennial, I'm a young person. I'm really concerned about my future. This is exactly the direction that we should not be going.
I just think that the whole question of why they chose Tantramar when it's such an environmentally vulnerable area, why that was chosen, even considered in the first place, was never answered.
I really sympathize with their feelings on this, to be honest with you. Nobody would select a site. There's no ideal site in New Brunswick for a plant like this.
The province says the Tantramar area was the only site that meets its schedule, and there were no other legitimate options. Environmental permits and finances have to be in place before the proposed plant becomes a reality. A Nova Scotia law firm says it has reached an $18 million settlement with Air Canada and other defendants in a class action lawsuit following a crash landing in Halifax a decade ago. Air Canada Flight 624 from Toronto struck some power lines during a snowstorm at Halifax Stanfield back in March 2015, causing the plane to come down about 200 meters short of the runway. 25 of the 133 passengers on board were injured. Attorney Ray Wagner says Air Canada will be paying the bulk of the settlement if the court approves it. In an emailed statement, the airline said, quote, "We are satisfied the matter has been resolved." As Halifax Water customers absorb news they'll be paying more next year, the city's Auditor General is considering the scope and timeline of an audit into the utility. The mayor requested that from both the municipal and provincial AGs, citing a slew of issues that he wants examined. It's still unclear how big the rate hike will be, but Halifax Water was seeking 35.6% over 3 months. Businesses are bracing for a major hit.
My costs keep going up, but can you imagine if I just said, well, I'll just make my beer 1/3 more expensive next year and everybody will be okay? No, everybody will not be okay, and that would not be acceptable.
If you look at it like a homeowner, if they left their deferred maintenance, of course it's going to be a sticker shock.
Halifax Water has 1 week to present a new rate proposal to the regulatory board. History made at the Scotiabank Centre in Halifax last night for a PWHL game. Montreal played as part of the league's takeover series. Also sort of a homecoming as well for some players and staff. Ottawa is scheduled to take on Boston in Halifax on January 11th. That's the second game. In the end, Montreal defeated Toronto 2-1. Finally, some packages under the tree on Christmas morning just might have a familiar face on them. CTV's Ryan McDonald shows us a Cape Breton cartoonist who recently got her own stamp, also has a special connection to the post office in her small town.
Kate Beaton has walked into the post office in her community of Mabu countless times in her life, and for most of that time, she never would have imagined being on a postage stamp.
As an artist, I might have thought maybe one day they were going to call me up and ask me to draw a stamp, but never that I would be the subject of a stamp.
Not too long ago, Beaton and 5 other graphic novelists were honored in Ottawa by Canada Post with their own stamps reflecting a piece of their work. Her stamp features her 2022 bestseller, Ducks, which was included on Barack Obama's list of end-of-year favorites.
Books have a certain lifespan, and for Ducks to remain sort of in people's minds and in their memories, and for things like this, it's quite an honor.
For the Cape Breton cartoonist, that comes with a certain irony, too. In 1991, when she was a kid, Mabu nearly lost its post office. She remembers taking part in rallies to salvage local service.
So when I get asked, what does it mean to be on a Canada Post stamp? I do think back to being a child and thinking about the cutbacks and everything, and how the community came together to save this building.
It's one thing to have your own postage stamp, but heading into the final week before Christmas, when package delivery is at its peak, it's perhaps quite another.
It's a great time of year to be on a postage stamp because this is when it's the busiest time in a post office.
These days, when so many packages are delivered through a number of different courier services, Beaton says she is glad to shine a bit of a light on traditional mail.
To be able to say at a time like this how much the post office and the postal service means to me and to towns like ours.
A stamp of approval for a small-town author who still has big ambitions. Ryan McDonald, CTV News, Mabu, Nova Scotia.
Yay, Kate Beaton.
Congrats, well deserved.
Yeah,
and
exciting.
Yeah, people still talking about Ducks, right?
It's an incredible book. You know, Kate's just a worldwide sensation for sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right, this is worldwide. I don't know if it's sensational. You really can't make this stuff up, okay? Dozens of people dressed up in red swimwear braved the freezing temperatures and participated in the half-naked Santa run. This is in Hungary.
Oh.
And here they are.
Oh, my.
It's in Budapest, Hungary. They ran cheering through the city center. They did exercises. They kicked their heels. They had a hoot. They also stopped at, look at them. Oh, my goodness. They handed out candies along the way, and they also raised money for charities. So.
Oh, okay. They raised some money for charities.
Now, they're not having this in our region, because the weather's a little different here in our region. But yeah, the half-naked Santa run.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my
Love
gosh.
the audio.
Oh gosh.
What a time.
They're like, it was cold there. It's cold that day. Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. You can't make it up. So that happened in Budapest, Hungary. What about here?
I don't know. Man.
We have that on the community calendar.
Actually, no, we don't. Yeah.
Not yet.
No, not yet, at least. Maybe next year. All right, if you're looking for something to do this weekend in Fredericton, why not check out Candlelight, Queen versus ABBA. So this is actually a concert that brings the magic of music alive. It's a multi-sensory musical experience, never seen before really in Fredericton. So the performance will take place Saturday, December 20th rather, at Wilmont United Church at 6:30 p.m. Very cool. I've always wanted to do one of these.
Fun.
Yeah. And then we have Ukrainian Christmas night. This returns in Charlottetown this weekend on Sunday, December 21st from 5 to 9 p.m. It will be an evening filled with music, food, art, and community spirit. This is in support of two meaningful causes, so the Queen Elizabeth Hospital and rehabilitation care in Ukraine. So the event will be held at the Charlottetown Firefighters Club. For additional information, head over to their Eventbrite page. And why not travel back in time before we move forward? So the Joe and Kate Entertainment Group will be hosting a New Year's Eve party December 31st at 8 p.m. You can step into the past with the best music of the best decades of music while dancing the night away. So the event will take place at the Lighthouse Arts Center. For early bird tickets, you can head over to the website on your screen. And if you do have an upcoming event, we'd love to share the details. Send it to Your Morning Atlantic at ctv.ca.
All right, love that. We're heading to break. We've got about 20 minutes left in the show, but we hope you'll stick around because Latavia has one last look at the forecast for this Thursday and also what we should keep in mind for tomorrow. Plus, also catching a lift in Halifax is about to get easier. Rideshare service Lyft is coming to the region. We'll get the details when we return.
Welcome back. The time now is 8:45. We're taking a live look at Bedeck. A bit of cloud coverage early this morning. You can see that sunshine in behind those clouds. 2 degrees starting off your day. Temperatures will continue to warm up a little bit later on, but sunshine will be sticking around today. We are seeing a bit of a cool start to the day for parts of the region, but already seeing a warm up starting. As of right now, -4 degrees in Fredericton, -3 early this morning in Charlottetown, 0 in Halifax with 2 degrees over in Sydney, and 3 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Special weather statements in effect for much of the Maritime region, and this is for Friday afternoon until Saturday. We are expecting this Alberta Clipper to move around our region, bringing strong wind gusts between 80 to 100 kilometers per hour and rain 25 millimeters plus expected. For Newfoundland, we do have a special weather statement also in effect Friday night until Saturday. Wind gusts between 70 to 110 kilometers per hour and rainfall between 25 to 45 millimeters. And for Labrador, overnight tonight until Saturday, special weather statement. We're going to see gusts between 60 to 100 kilometers per hour and rain between 15 to 35 millimeters. Excuse me. Here's a look at our forecast timeline. Lots of sunshine for much of Atlantic Canada. Do have a bit of active weather in our forecast as well. Looking at a chance of showers and or flurries for parts of Newfoundland. And then for Labrador, a bit of flurry activity starting off your day. Same thing goes for Cape Breton Island, seeing isolated flurries early in the morning. That will clear out as we inch towards the afternoon, leaving sunshine for much of the region yet again. Still seeing a bit of flurry activity for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. And then into the evening hours, we have that low pressure system moving in, bringing snow across much of Labrador, taking us into early Friday morning. We are going to start to see a bit of precipitation move in with this Alberta Clipper heading our way. If you're wondering about snowfall, going to remain light for Cape Breton Island, seeing around 1 to 5 centimeters of accumulation for parts of Newfoundland and looking at around 1 to 15 for parts of Labrador. Lots of sunshine across New Brunswick today with daytime highs that will range from -2 to 4 degrees. We are going to see a chance of some scattered showers return into the evening. And for Prince Edward Island, looking at clouds clearing out, lots of sunshine across the island today with highs between -1 to 0. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, isolated flurries early in the morning, clearing, leaving sunshine. Daytime highs between 1 to 4 degrees, being the warmest into Sheet Harbour. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, looking at highs between 4 to 7 degrees, a mix of sun and cloud with clouds clearing, lots of sunshine throughout your day. Labrador City, a high of -16 degrees today. We are going to see flurries that will transition over to snow into the evening. 6 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at flurries and or showers remaining through the day. So for Friday's forecast, when we see this low pressure system make its way over, we are going to see significant rainfall, gusty winds, so something to keep in mind when you are heading out. This starts Friday afternoon, continues into the evening and overnight hours, and then really starting to clear out and breaking through for parts of Saturday into Saturday morning. Still dealing with mixed precipitation for parts of Labrador and for the Maritime region, and then we'll continue to clear out for Sunday's forecast. We are going to see a bit of sunshine, but also mixed precipitation wrapping back around with another low pressure system, Crystal.
Busy time and weather. Thanks, Latavia. It's 8:48. And Lyft, the ride-sharing service, is now officially in Halifax. If you've never heard of Lyft or you're not quite sure how it differs from other ride service apps, well, we're going to tell you all about it. Our partner and tech contributor Mark Salzman joins us this morning with the details. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Crystal, and happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah, you too. All right, let's talk about Lyft. It's launched here. A lot of people don't know much about it. Share us the details on how the rideshare service works.
Yeah, for sure. I'll get into the details as for those in Halifax in a moment. But yeah, first a bit of history.
Sure.
If you're not familiar with Lyft, as you called out. So yeah, so the rideshare service has been around since 2012 and became very quickly a global mobility platform servicing 6 continents, thousands of cities. They expanded to Canada in 2017, and they're in a lot of the major markets in the Great White North, like Toronto and Ottawa and Montreal, Quebec City, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Winnipeg, and now here in Halifax. Again, we'll get to that. Lyft has also recently announced they're opening a new office in downtown Toronto in 2026. So again, I love that they're making a further investment in Canada. And what makes them unique, and you did touch on this, it's there are obviously other ride share services out there. I would say one, Crystal, is that they're very much a community-driven brand. So it's not just about the rider and driver experience, but they care about the communities they serve. So for example, one of their initiatives is called Round Up and Donate, where riders can round up their rides to the next dollar and donate to organizations like Canadian Red Cross, Food Banks Canada, the YMCA. This initiative has raised over $42 million globally. And there's another initiative with King's Trust Canada that provides free ride credits and transportation support to Canadian youth facing barriers to entering the job market. I had them on my radio show talking about this a couple months back. So this includes heavily discounted or even free rides to those who are going for job interviews, for example. You can learn more at King's Trust Canada's website at kingstrust.ca.
Okay, so it is interesting that they're community-minded. But do they work similarly to other ride-sharing apps? So, you know, a lot of people haven't used them at all in our region because we used to be a big, up until, you know, recently, cab-driven place. So how does it work?
Yeah, so it works very similar to other rideshare services in the sense that you first download the free app to your iPhone or Android. You add your payment details just once, as well as your address. And then when you are looking for a ride, you can choose standard for a regular Lyft, a Lyft XL for larger vehicles, like a family going to the airport, maybe this time of year. There's Lyft Black for more of a premium ride, Lyft Green, which features hybrid or electric cars. And then you can also choose Wait and Save if you're not in a rush and you want to save a little bit of money. And then there's no money exchanged with the driver. Once you're dropped off, your payment card, be it credit or debit, is charged, and you get a receipt emailed to you. It's a super smooth experience. As someone who travels a lot for business, I just print off the receipt that I get emailed to me as well. So it's a really smooth experience. And then, of course, don't forget to rate and tip your driver. They get to keep all of that. So the big news is that it launched in Halifax yesterday. So it is now available if you download the Lyft app. Again, it's LYFT. And as a special promotion for the first 14 days, so until the very end of 2025, you can save 50% on rides for your first 5 rides, up to $10 per ride by using a code in the app, which I'm going to give you now. It's NSSK50. So NS, of course, Nova Scotia. SK is because they're also launching in Regina and Saskatoon very shortly. But the code again is NSSK50 to save 50% on rides until the end of the year. So that's awesome.
Perfect, Mark. Well, we will put that on our website to make it easy for people to find. But we really appreciate the heads up. This is news you can use. And happy holidays to you, Mark.
Thank you so much. Be well.
It's 8:52. We'll take a little break and be right back to wrap up the show after this.
Welcome back. We're actually just talking about how hungry we all are.
Yeah.
And this is also the point in the show, too, where we share the viewer texts. And we were talking about what's something like a taste of the East Coast that maybe you send out to people for the holidays. A lot of you send out food, and you guys are so sweet. Let's start with Janet from Bathurst, who says, our son has been living in Toronto for the last 6 years. Every Christmas since he left, I pack a box full of the special treats he's used to having. My homemade Scotch cookies and ginger cookies, his favorite maple syrup from Riordan Farms here in Bathurst, some donair sauce, can't seem to buy that in TO, plus ribbon candy and storm chips. He's always delighted to receive that box.
Send one my way
Yeah, I
too,
was just gonna
Janet.
say.
That sounds great.
So sweet. Artist says, my daughter lived in Florida for 6 years, and I would send her a bag of Smarties for Christmas when she couldn't get home.
Yes, Canadian Smarties are so much better than American Smarties.
Oh my gosh, delicious. Joan, too, from Sydney, says, I always send Xmas ginger cookies to grandchildren in Ontario.
Oh, I bet they're wonderful.
Joan, you know you're making memories there, right? Mina from Hammonds Plains says, my homemade bread, Velveeta cheese fudge, and Dolly squares to my daughter when she lived in Toronto.
Velveeta cheese fudge, I wonder if it's sweet or savory.
That's a great question.
Yeah, let us know.
I'll take some homemade bread, though. Yum, yum.
Oh, yeah, right now, like a whole loaf.
Right?
Well, what about some dulce? Because finally Nancy from Paradise says, a tasty treat from the Maritimes for me and my family would be some yummy dulce. I had a friend ask me, what's that purple paper you're eating? So good. Yeah, either love it or you hate it.
What is it?
It's seaweed.
Oh, okay.
Dried seaweed. And it's kind of like paper thin, too. Yeah, you can buy it in lots of packages around
It's a
here.
delicacy for sure.
Yum.
Oh my gosh, that's our show. 8:57. Well, have a wonderful day. Hopefully you can tune in tomorrow for our last show of the week. Have a great day.
Bye.